got trounced.
Right. Because survivability when you're solo.
Anyway, wrong game, that one.
We have stuff.
Okay, well, it does happen that in games they don't always give everyone all the information up front. Because that's part of the challenge.
Yes. And then I was trying to make my bear just be able to take hits and slowly whittle away, but it didn't happen.
Okay, so we are up to session number 140.
141.
But 141 is correct because for some reason I wrote the same number down because braining not well.
Sorry.
That's okay. I have it changed everywhere else except right in front of me. And that is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 27. They're still on the 28th day of the 7th month of the year 1011. And they're still level 12, though that will change shortly. Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all.
Come on, Gypsy.
I'm playing Nima, the Atruaghin tribesman who has risen, thanks to the auspices of Atruaghin himself and the Great One, to take on the role of Clan Chief of Chiefs and Shaman of the Clans, and has been blessed by the two gods to take up a natural shape-shifting dragon form. Just working hard on trying to put all the tribes together, all the clans together, so that then they'll be in the appropriate position to lead down from the plateau to spread out across the world. I mean, just bring them all together to work well.
Yes.
Well, currently you've got more people than you have space.
Indeed.
At the table today we
That's
have...
why I keep finding more clans.
Building up. Good way to go.
At the table today we have Rhiannon.
Hi, I play Seika, the Elven Rogue, who is currently trying to figure out how to move faster off the cliff so all of the prey isn't taken away by the lightning-breathing dragon.
Well, hey, someone didn't get a dragon, they deserve what they get.
Oh yeah, but she wants to get some more kills in.
I can help with that. I just have to be able to throw you.
Next on the table is Paul.
Who is
Seika would have no problem with that.
Plurl, the warlock, part-time artillery piece, healer, mostly healer, right? Pretty boy, diplomat, and snappy dresser.
Mm-hmm. And soon to be bouncer around the battlefield.
Well, I can already bounce around the battlefield. It's bouncing other
I said
people.
bouncer, not bouncing.
Oh, bouncer. Definitely true. Definitely true.
Up next we have Islani.
Hello, I am playing Kupolani Aokai, holder of many titles. Lonnie the Undying, Lonnie, the coolest person in the world, probably. Actual title. And yeah, Makai, human fighter, really good at throwing things sometimes, but apparently not last time. Because got a little stuck. But you know what? I have my friends for a good reason, and now I'm going to go help my friends go beat up some guys.
Mm-hmm.
And also at the table today we have Calcrix.
Who is small and fluffy.
No, not small or fluffy anymore. And at the moment, she is gargantuan.
And very scary.
And
very,
very scary. Is that covering up stuff for you?
No.
Cool. She's also at the moment having a little temper tantrum sulk because she's lost her camera. She no longer has her own camera.
I'm showing her off to that camera.
Where she can do things like the backstroke and the jazz wings. So she's stomping around like a 4-year-old right now.
That she doesn't have her own.
Which is possibly why she's just taken out 18 odd arrow archers recently with lightning bolt because she's like, that's it. I don't have a camera anymore. I feel like I'm being neglected. I'm going to get myself some attention.
I need attention.
That's right.
Well, you don't get any attention from those 18 people anymore.
Speaking of people who want attention,
Calcrix's last attack did 990 damage.
Yeah. Usually known as Calcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings. She's currently now silver with black and blue streaks down the middle of her spines and horns.
Being Calcrix the lightning nuke.
Yes.
Orphaned as a child, and she won't say this in front of Friday group, but raised by her party of Chaos Goblin murder hobos. It's surprising, actually, that she doesn't kill people on this level more often. Actually, it's actually really surprising. She's accompanied by her familiar, more friend Eep, who looks kind of like a Sarracenia pitcher plant. If you were to paint it in black and grey. Gave it a cute little eep noise, and then when you annoyed it, it yelled out, "Captain Infidel!" in the tiniest voice, and then pulled you from your pain and punched your bones really loudly.
The golf bush.
I meant to
I've only
use
done
that
it once,
yesterday
but it's
for my
memorable.
Kenku.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so who wants to do the recap for last session?
Go for it.
Oh,
It's in our notes. So, a lot of my notes are me taking very detailed notes of recap from the previous session, because I wasn't there. But pretty much we found ourselves in a desolate, open area, and suddenly walking from the end of the yellow brick road, and found ourselves being attacked with arrows by a series of divisions of bandit archers. Basically, Seika went, "Oh shit, need shadow," and ran forward as fast as she could, found a shadow and went and hid. Then the others started moving. Drachnamar flew up a cliff and attacked some people.
Not fly in the literal sense,
He
fly
ran-
in the move really fast.
he ran up the wall.
Calcrix made herself gargantuan and eventually started flying up the cliff and doing massive amounts of damage.
Making up for lost time and then some.
Father Pat,
Yeah.
Lowell, and Lani all found out what the arrows did and why it was important that we ate the cookies in the morning. Because they slowly took away sight and then possibly poisoned you. I don't think anybody actually got hit by that. So Lowell's been bouncing around doing massive amounts of damage with Eldritch Blast, removing curses, and is now about to Dimension Door Lani up where she can actually hit people.
And seems to be travelling with a carpet of arrows.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Somehow magically gets missed almost every time. Almost.
Very magically, because
and the times I do
Don't
get hit, it's
understand.
in my shield.
Yes.
exactly, it's very magical that you're not getting hit.
Father
I
Pat
could
was...
make money at this.
You could.
To you.
Father Pat was
Seriously, lucky.
standing at the back,
Yeah.
helping Lowell, but Lowell sort of raced forward to get Lani, and Father Pat's been left a little bit behind. So we're slowly working our way up the cliff. Calcrix faster, lightning bolting people and doing massive amounts of damage, and taking away opportunities for Drachnamar and Seika to have some fun. But we will get there.
There's still lots left.
Do we need more detail than that?
That's up to you.
I mean, I've got the blow by blow in our notes, but I think that sort of covers it.
I think that's pretty good.
Well, you have a look at that. Sort of about half of the opposition, or almost half of the opposition, are gone.
Calcrix,
And on numbers, Calcrix has done most of them.
she did around 1,500 damage in 3 rounds last time.
Although, given that Martin described them as minions, they've effectively. I've taken damage. I'm running away now.
Yes.
So one.
Oh, they have run from Calcrix often.
Oh yeah. Oh, a couple of them ran away from Calcrix just because she exists.
Seika's going to have to slow down a little bit because she has no more double bonus actions, but she can do things.
Well, I'm sure that a big, huge dragon that is upset with you landing next to you is a good reason to
Oh
run.
yeah, very much so.
And she
By the way,
almost
You mean like a big, huge
I
dragon
know
coffee?
something you want.
She almost allowed Eep to go nuts with the bandits, but decided against it.
I know something that Seika wants. One of the potions from Baldur's Gate 3. Drink this, effective a short rest.
No, she would love that.
That more warlock. I want a box of them.
No, I am hoping that maybe Martin will allow me to shadow walk and that will let me run up the side of the cliff.
Yeah, I've got a lot more versatility than most warlocks though, because of a couple of magic items.
Mm.
Versatility is good, and also being a celestial warlock gave you different options.
And yes,
That's one of the points of going for the spellbound.
you're
Because basically, I've got the spellbound from level up, but I'm using the spell list and special powers from 5e, because level up has written them up exactly the same way, with the same gaming of things at the same level, so it's exactly the same format. So it plugged in beautifully. And then
you also were particularly effective because Father Pat, having no other way of combating, kept giving you reactions to cast Eldritch Blast again.
Yes, being able to do Eldritch Blast Eldritch Blast twice in a round and still heal somebody.
Yes, was very useful.
Yes. Because I got special training allowing me to do an extra cantrip.
That brings me to a question, Martin.
Yep.
The ability to
Father
use
Pat, having been
class
here at the start
abilities
of the battle,
as a cantrip.
and technically NPCing now,
Mm-hmm.
do the players who are next to him still get the benefits from when he casted at the start of the battle?
Good question.
Potentially.
Yeah, but he won't be moving to follow you probably. So once
He's
you move
tired
away,
and stuck at the bottom of the cliff.
yeah, once we move away from him, that's going to go away. So it's only going to be valid for the next round anyway.
Yeah, he's not far from behind you guys, but you guys are about to disappear.
He's within 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
We're about to be 30 feet plus away.
So,
yeah.
Getting back into combat, you've already rolled initiative,
Yes.
which means it is Seika is up first.
Did we finish on Archer Zero?
Well,
Start at Archer Zero next session.
it was because archers, the first 4 groups of archers have all been wiped out,
Okay, cool.
which was why it was starting on PCs at the start, but I didn't say that last time.
Cool.
I just said I'd start at the top of initiative.
True. So Seika is going to. Can I just sacrifice a hit die?
You can sacrifice a hit dice.
Activate Shadow Walk. And run. I'm assuming there's enough shadow for me to do
You will have
it.
to make a check to make sure you can get it off.
Okay.
I believe it is is it a first or second circle thing?
Unfortunately, I don't have the spell to lay you down some shadow.
I can cast darkness, but
Elemental walk. It is a first circle power.
Actually, smoke sticks. Do they
yeah,
still
it's
exist?
first.
And it is a bonus action. Okay, so the DC is 16.
And don't I get a bonus to that for being dark?
Well, you get to use
Like
your
expected?
you get to use your ethomancy for it,
Yes.
which you should have proficiency for because you're dark.
Yes.
Those who try to use it without the aspect don't get the proficiency.
So I get to use proficiency plus
An attribute.
an attribute. Any attribute?
Whichever attribute is your dark attribute.
Well, knowing it's either dex or intelligence.
It's going to be whichever one you pick, and that's the one it
They're
is.
both exactly the same. For Seika, it's probably dex. 11 plus 4 plus 6.
Which is definitely a 21.
Sweet.
Which is not so bad because basically it means you can now stick to walls.
For the next
Oh, nice.
2 or 2 seconds? No, I'm first circle dark, so I can only do it for one.
For
Unless I
one
activate.
round.
Can I reactivate it?
You can keep activating it, but you've got to be not relying on it to hold you up at the end of the round.
No, I just want to run up the cliff and over.
You need a bag of these.
Okay, so how far do you wish to move?
I've got some, I think. So how far is up the
Sorry,
cliff?
you were down here, and my hand's just. You're here. So if we go up the cliff, it was that there is 45 feet.
Okay.
Up there is 90 feet.
Don't think I can do 90 feet unless I completely...
It's always useful that they stick the number right under the mouse pointer. Of course, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
And then it's really tiny text in the top, so...
So I might just go up the first level.
Obviously, you need different mouse scales.
And that's going to use my bonus action and my movement.
Okay, just going to see if I can fix some things while you talk about what else you're doing.
And then... how far away is the nearest not dead leader?
Nearest not deadly one is 70 feet away.
Sweet. I am then going to use... I can only do it once, but I am going to use my dagger. I don't get a disadvantage because of elf sight things. To throw my Seeker's dagger at him. Which I think also gives me extra damage, but... so 15 with advantage. I get a crit on 19. I've got improved crit, so I just crit.
You just crit, but you still got a hit.
19 plus 15.
Then that will be a crit.
34. I'm not hidden, so I don't get sneak attack. I don't surprise them by running up the cliff.
You do not. Because they've basically been
Is
firing.
anyone within 5 feet?
No one's within 5 feet of her.
No.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
Those sneaky rogue things can't be
I'm trying to think with my aspect. I haven't printed out my aspect. I seem to remember I get extra damage for necrotic, which is what my dagger is doing at the moment.
If you're doing dark, then yes.
Gain damage reduction. Add proficiency bonus to all necrotic damage, so I get a plus 4 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so standard damage is 13 plus 10
13 plus 10.
plus necrotic. Which is 1 plus 4.
Okay.
So it's not huge amounts. Oh no, doubled. So
23 is 46
So that is a lot of damage.
plus 10 necrotic.
It's a whack ton.
yeah,
So how much roll up?
was 36 plus 10 necrotic. So
56.
56
total.
plus 56 total. Awesome.
Plus the bits.
Sorry, my brain after yesterday is a little busy, so thank you.
Ego's
Sweet!
down. I just want to see if I can make the text bigger. Because I know there is a big person button,
There's a big...
but trying to find the big person button is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have will be Calcrix.
So I've still got telepathic bomb going.
I believe you do.
Calcrix will see whether or not she can do a couple things, depending on whether or not she can rolls. The first one is she kind of wants to send a message going, "Hey guys, I think maybe we should be working as a team on this. So if you guys are okay, maybe we should all kind of try and meet in the same spot and act a little bit more. Well, we don't have to be together, but maybe we should coordinate a bit more."
Having a plan.
She says that I'm gonna do I'm pretty sure it's dragon roll. And this might drive these guys back a bit, and then we might be able to come up with a plan about how we want to go forward, because there's likely going to be a lot more of these guys. Does that sound okay? Do most people, is there no telepathy? Screw yous.
No.
I was gonna say, is she able to hear
We're-
our thoughts back?
Yes.
You can choose to hear
Oh,
your thoughts back.
well then I'm just like, well, I'm working on seeing right now. If you want to push them back, that'd be great. Let's put them all in one spot so they're not all spread out.
And you also need to roll a d6 to see if your breath is refreshed.
So this is dragon roll rather than
The
break.
only thought you're getting from Dracula is kill the followers at the Capitol.
What you get from Seika is I can run up the cliff or I can run east. Let me know.
In response to Drachnima's thought, she's like, we could kill more if we work as a unit.
Yes.
They're not a conscious thought we're getting from Dracula.
No.
So Jeremy, unless you do a conscious thought, she doesn't get it.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
No, in the sense that it wasn't a deliberate conscious thought. It was the element thought in his head.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested in hearing things. He wasn't necessarily hearing what
That's fine.
Eldritch had suggested in his thoughts.
Yeah,
It was
that's fine. The point
kill them.
That's fine. The point is she's not getting anything because you're not communicating that. You're just thinking that.
Look, I think I'm doing telepathic bond and I'm reaching out.
No, he has to choose to send it to you.
Okay.
If he doesn't
He's
choose
doing it
to,
unconsciously, then yeah.
if he's unconsciously doing it, you don't get it.
That's why I said what I said.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've got the same ability as you.
And now to answer Ariadne's question earlier, you used
so
your
whatever
breath.
was
You
it-
used your breath weapon last action that you did,
Yeah.
and at the start of every action for the next rest of the minute that you had the spell cast for,
Right.
you see if it recharges.
It recharged.
What did you roll?
I got a natural 20.
It's a d6.
Oh, well, in that case, I got a 6.
And that means it recharged because it recharges on a 5 and 6.
Look at that! A 20 is also a 6, which is also a 12. But, ironically, on a D4 is a 1.
Yeah.
What is it on a D4?
Well, I'm sure they don't want to line them all up.
That's interesting. No, so, D20 is 20.
Yeah.
D10 percentage is 0, 10. D8 is 8. 12 is 12, 6 is 6, and 4 is 1.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Awesome. So do I need to do the dragon roll?
The dragon roar is a spell, I believe.
Instantaneous. My voice is amplified and assaults the mind of one creature. Actually, no, that's probably not the one that I want. I thought that I had one that
That's not
affected everybody.
I was gonna say that's not an area effect? That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought I had an area attack.
I'm trying to remember.
Dragon roll.
Sorry, my brain is not functioning as well as usual.
Apologies, I thought I had it figured out.
I thought that was a frightening ability.
Yeah, no, I thought I had like...
So everything within 30 feet of you.
Oh, so it is everything within 30 feet of me?
And at this stage, it would just be Seika.
Oh, okay.
You could move and then roar.
Yeah, I mean, I presume with my size and everything, despite the fact that logically and rationally, everybody on this mountainside should be able to hear Calcrix.
It's just that the spell
because of
effect
the
only goes
limitations
for
of
that
the
length.
spell,
What you could
I wouldn't be
do
able
is
to-
fly up, herd the others down into us, so
Yeah.
that we can attack them.
And scare the bejeebers
If you're
out of
talking
them.
coordinating
Okay.
and
Alright.
tactics.
Well, can
You-
I do that then instead?
Yeah. You're the one who's scary. You can hurt them. Treat them like sheep.
Would that mean then that I would be better off going up to the top line and just lightning bolting up there and just see if they run all in the other
Well,
direction?
you could lightning bolt that one and take out another potential 15
Yeah.
odd.
So that would be at the top instead of at the bottom?
It's not fully at the top, it's the next rank up.
Next
Yeah.
rank up?
But it's still going to make a nice
If-
mess, and they're
is
going to
it
run
gonna-
away. The ones in the middle there are going to run downwards to get away from you.
Oh, look, it's been
So-
working so far, and
Yeah.
since the dragon roll doesn't do precisely what I thought.
And considering you got back your lightning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
yes, since I
doesn't
got my
cover-
lightning, do I have to roll for that then? or
No,
just-
it's a saving throw for them.
Yeah. It doesn't
Right,
cover the
okay.
whole battlefield the way it used to.
I'll line myself up and do that. Here I was thinking that I could just herd them all into you or something. Or make them all run. I'll have to review.
I mean, you could. Well, not all of them, but if these guys are running from you, the rest of them would probably come round, which would give, depending on where Lowell and Lani go. But for me and Drachnima, herding them into us.
Considering Drachnima so badly wants to kill so many of these, I figure I should help out by just driving them in.
Oh, if you can drive them towards us, that would be brilliant.
Okay, so you get to roll.
Particularly if I don't have to move so far, so I
10d6.
can hide and attack.
Because your breath weapon has increased a bit as you've gone up in size.
Okay, 10d6. Sorry.
And the lowest you can roll on the dice is 3.
Okay.
So 3 and 4. 3 and 5.
Because that's what Paul will get if he starts switching to lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Or thunder.
Yes.
Again, both of my air characters based on lightning and thunder.
Oh yeah. Well, he's going both. And he's got some other bits and pieces that are going to help.
So what would be interesting is when you start rolling 7s on a d6.
Yeah. And I've got so many d6s if I choose lightning for my Eldritch Blast.
Hildren is focused around thunder. He's focused around lightning. Morrigan's focused around thunder.
Given I've got Fey background, even though I'm doing celestial stuff and it's not a Fey
42.
patron.
How much?
42.
If I
42, so that will become
choose the sound
46
the
because
thunder
of
my
your
Eldritch
proficiency
Blast,
bonus.
I can play
Oh,
music
yeah. Yes.
on the enemy.
46.
I want to do that. Thunder sounds good.
Morrigan's nickname is the Oncoming Storm.
Mm-hmm.
A little ball of elemental rage.
Yes. Oh. Nice. That's a good sound.
Dragon
great
was-
I
sound
thought she
effect.
was going up 2 levels.
No, she can
No,
only
she
go up.
decided to go just
Okay,
that
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've only got the crunchy guys to deal with.
I said I could only go 1.
Yeah.
So Dracula right next to the one guy is probably just like, well,
Holy
it takes
fuck.
care of the crowd.
Well, it means that he can see things a little bit better. That's all just been lit up.
Yeah. And
He's just
plus-
lucky it wasn't more than 5 feet wide.
Plus, of course, now there's a lot less cover.
Okay. So that was Calcrix.
Some
That's.
crispy
Oh, I just realised something.
dudes along the way.
Are the next lot of vouchers all gone?
Yep, they're all gone as well. So now we're up to Drachnamar. Up the mountainside.
You ready?
And now you can see that Calcrix has made it easier for you.
Yeah, by removing cover, concealment, and people stopping you.
Correct.
Um,
So, is there any of the linear types around Calculus at the present time?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yep.
Just so you can see yourself better, there is one right next to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain there was. I thought we'll start with them. So,
because I can cast Eldritch Blast more than once around, each one can be a different effect. Yes.
Well, each action of, not each attack.
Not each attack, but each
But
cast.
each cast, yes.
So I can go lightning, thunder, thunder, thunder.
Bring the lightning and thunder.
Yes. Although I like that, as I was just saying, I like the idea of going thunder and tuning it so that each one's a different note. I can play music on the enemy.
I can see 27.
That is a critical hit.
So I need to learn instrument Eldritch Blast.
Uh,
I thought it was instrument exploding body.
I was gonna say,
It
is
would
that,
be.
is that where it sounds like
I
the
can-
Tesla coils?
Exactly. Well, that's why I do it as lightning.
Doo-doo.
So that would be 24 double to 48 damage
Yes.
from the Berserker's Blade.
Yes. Now exploding opponents gives me percussion on top of it.
How much damage
He
did
goes
Calcrix do?
down. She did 46 to
Was it 16?
15.
16 of them.
Now,
Lots. Do you need me to add that up for you?
Nope.
which way does the path continue up? Obviously, there's always a way straight up the side, but
To your left.
To the west of the screen.
Yeah, I don't know see it now. In which case then, so, Dragon was heading towards the western near the top, and
35 feet?
700.
well, you go 60 on if you want to, so
To another secret craft.
he'll go around the other side of that Greek guy and get ready for next time.
All good?
Because I've got
Okay, so let me see.
Yeah. Well,
We
it's just a
have
crunch of
A,
just
B,
working
C,
through
D,
it.
E, F, G,
I'm
H,
used to-
I. So that's the one we're up
Yeah.
to.
Well, I have done this spreadsheet, but it's going to make it a lot easier.
Okay, so these guys are from the last group who are busy running away.
This is Archers 2. Oh,
This is actually archers from the previous round who didn't actually get to go. They're spending their turn running. And the ones who are far enough away not to be affected are turn... Technically, is Seeker visible?
I did not hide. I didn't have enough action to hide.
No, it's as much cover as we've got in the location we have.
So the archer group turns and attacks you, hitting an armor class 24.
Yeah, hits. I uncanny dodge and take half damage.
So you end up with 5 damage after it's been reduced,
My first damage of this session, of this encounter.
with a Constitution saving throw.
Isn't it wisdom?
Not this one.
Okay,
They've switched out their heroes.
cool. No, not one.
Well, if one thing doesn't work, why would you keep doing it?
20.
20. Okay, so yes, you feel a burning in your side where the arrows punctured you. It doesn't feel great.
Uh-huh.
And I'll make a note.
Are you damaged enough to need healing right now?
5 points.
Unless it's poison.
Jeez,
no.
but a scratch is probably poison.
Yeah, depending on what effect it is.
So
Yes.
Yes.
I think this might be more than just damage.
Yeah, but I need to see. We need to see what happens first.
Yeah.
But as I said, like, that's the first damage I've taken this combat,
Okay, so
and that comes out of your temporary hit points.
it is to do. That was that group. The next group up here. Okay, so they move slightly so that they can shoot at Drachnamir down the path. They're going to get not as good a chance of hitting him because of the fact that they have a friend in between.
Don't forget that Hero does naturally move stealthily over time, because you can move your stealth at full pace and you get to on the side. So.
I mean, my passive stealth is 28.
So, is he considered hidden running along a path?
Well, like it's up to you, because you have got the ability to stealth at full pace,
If there's
and the bonus action with height.
sorry, if
So, yeah, so I'm going to be even right, because I'm going to there's limited positions
I'm
on
a
the
shadow. I'm almost.
I would say limited positions here, so they're shooting at you with disadvantage.
Okay.
yeah, you're using what there is. There's just not a lot.
The lowest is a 21.
Lowest is 21, you said?
Yes.
21 is?
Okay, so the arrow go past you, and you see them lodge into the ground around you and expand where they hit.
Okay, so you need the highest is 21.
The highest is 21.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, the lowest is when it's at disadvantage. Is the dice I'm taking.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, but you said expand where it hits.
Yep.
Right. So it has an effect other than just stab.
It does.
Right.
Then we get to.
I don't think they're black with arrows because it didn't want me to concept.
Okay. This one runs the other way because, hey, there's a dragon.
It could be a delayed save.
This one runs a little bit away from Dractima, so Dractima gets an attack of opportunity if you'd like to take his reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone get to know for in 5th ed?
In 5th ed, if someone leaves your threatened space, they have to leave your threatened space, you get an attack of opportunity. That's the only thing that triggers without a feat.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks. Remember we had old Pathfinders and then you actually get lots of them and things like that. So.
Yeah.
You need a special ability in Pathfinder or you can't do it.
Oh. That's weird.
Fighters get it by default, no one else does.
It's still weird. That's very 6-second combat round. You have that sort of restriction. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
AC 29.
That is a critical hit again.
Ouch. Yeah, definitely time to multi-class one level in fighter just so you can AO things.
Oh, you can't multi-class in Pathfinder 2.
Oh, that's just a bastard.
You can take what's called dedications, giving up some of your feats, which is your abilities of your class, to gain abilities of other classes. And at low level.
Right. Well, it is meant to be a dark and scary place.
It is.
And yeah, definitely if you have a particular role, stay in that role.
Total of 40 points of damage from Brazilian player.
Yeah.
What was that?
Actually,
40.
something from
40 points. Helps if I hit the right button to
do.
the right one to do it on. And he goes down. Okay, and then that one all the way over there also starts running. And runs past. Unfortunately, you only have one reaction.
Yep.
Yeah.
He makes it that far.
He's sitting next to his dead buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so that brings us to Luell.
Who?
You're about to
Having-
dimension door. Oh, hang on.
Yes.
You fixed
heals.
you
You didn't remove curse.
I thought
Did
we
I-
removed curse last time.
I believe you removed
Yes.
Ghost last time.
And so now
Yes.
I can see again, and so I believe the plan was
The plan was
Send
you to
door.
point it where
Send me
where
up.
You want me to, where you want me to put you,
yeah.
and I will put you there.
Then
Then I'll have to get you up there.
put me.
Range is 300 feet, as long as I can see it.
Uh,
It should be everywhere on the map.
You can literally see everywhere on the map.
Yep.
So if you want to go 300 feet, you can get all the way up the top there and start herding them down to the dragon.
And
I
it's up to
don't
Lonnie.
think tactically that's.
I think
It's not technically a good plan.
Lonnie's not as much of a tank as people like to believe she is.
No, she's not a tank. She's DPS.
Oh, she's
You
not
could
dead
go near
yet.
Drachnema.
Yeah,
Father Pat's the tank.
yeah.
If I put
I was
both
gonna
of
say going near Drachnema might actually be a good idea.
this is
I
where
wouldn't go near me because I'm either going to sprint
Yeah.
up in the
Because
shadows.
you're going up, likely
Yeah.
that way.
yes, this is where
Unless you want to go where that group that it hasn't really been attacked much, that attacked me,
The ones that are hiding.
the ones that are over here,
Oh, the ones that got attacked.
I
Oh,
can
that were
run
attacking
up.
you.
I can run up and then we can pincer.
Yeah.
Is that next level up the stairs that go up the road, or as far as we can see?
So if you dimension door
So
there,
Jeremy, that's the top of the map.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So there's only one more layer.
Yeah.
yeah, if
Yep.
you go to there, that frees me up. Instead of trying to move this way and then back up, I can run up
You can
and
run.
start pincering.
Yeah. So put me just 3 above where your mouse is currently. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're
So what
cleared out.
ability are you doing to do that?
Dimension door, it's the only thing with the range.
Mhm.
Everything else is like 30 or 60 feet.
And are you going? And you can take 1 or 2 people.
One people.
One person.
One people. Right. Yeah, it's one person unless there's a special version of it, which I don't know
Which
yet.
is what you've got with the portal, where assuming you've got that one as your chosen craft for the day, means that you can take Father Pat with you as well.
Given what we're doing at the moment, that's worthwhile.
Mhm.
Where's Seika at the moment? She's not within reach.
She's-
is she?
I'm gonna.
She's up
I
there.
can sacrifice a hit die and run up.
So
Yeah, okay, so you can
yeah,
move.
so we
well, that's
have-
the thing. We can move to where you're aiming to be.
Seika, we want to put us probably here because Seika can go here and we can hit these guys.
Or you can. I can
then 'cause
hide there, and you
Calprix
guys can
and
drive them up to
Dracula-
me.
Yeah.
Can do that.
Okay.
You see, if I can get a decent hiding spot there,
Yeah.
then if you guys can sort of try and get them all to
Given-
come in the middle, I can hide, do heaps of damage while you guys start harrowing them in.
Yeah. Okay. Given what we're doing, Portologist is the one to be active at the moment. So I will do that.
So that means it
It does
is
mean looking up what I need.
DC 18 to pull that off, and you would
which I
be
don't think it's much
basically
of a problem.
would be an attribute check with you at this stage, as it's not going. I'd probably say with
What?
portals, it would definitely be the Ethomancy skill, which is one of the things you will have. So you'll have proficiency with it
Right.
because of your dark.
I've never heard of Ethermancy.
It will give it to you because it will give you stuff to talk to spirits.
We
Well,
need to
just
have
a
a
skill.
character session.
That's cool, but it's not something I've ever heard about as a skill.
Which is why I
So-
was saying that to you.
Yeah. So
And so-
it just came out of nowhere.
Actually, I think it's called etherkinesis. Is the actual
Yeah.
Which is
name.
bad.
It
I
came.
have no idea.
I pulled it from one of the books, so
Right.
I didn't make up the name.
It also
Yeah,
gives
that-
you more spells.
But it's not anywhere that I've
All
seen.
good. So that would
So-
be a proficiency bonus.
Well,
of
it's
plus
something I'm
4.
going to add skill that ranks in if I've got it.
Mm.
So if I've got it as part of learning that particular skill, aeromancy or whatever, I'm going to have learned extra, so I've got an expertise dice in it because it's silly not to have that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to throw stuff
We are
into
definitely going to have to, because
Sit-
you
sit
know
and
more
go
about
through
it than I do.
And so that would be a d20 plus 4 plus your associated attribute, assuming charisma.
Well, yes, because
Because-
casting on a basic warlock.
And you're looking to hit a target of 18.
Is that group the one that should have acted just before Dracula?
Which one?
The one there.
All these ones have acted.
That one? Yeah, no, that one.
That one.
Is that
Yeah,
the one that
that's
was
where it's
supposed to go
active.
No, it
before?
was this one that was supposed to have acted before Dracula.
Okay.
Because it in groups of 4, and that was a
Yeah.
4th one, and I
Okay.
forgot that people had run all the way over here.
Yeah. Do I add my circle rating to it as well?
You do 2 portal, yes. So
Cool.
your circle 2, so you add another 2 to it.
Yep. Lovely. That's, ooh. Wow. Yeah, actually, I hit 18 without rolling a d20. I'll roll anyway. Oh dear.
Oh, your charisma should be 7. Is that right?
6.
6.
I didn't know
You
you
get-
could go above +1.
You can.
Okay. Well, I've only got +1 on that at the moment.
And so that
Yeah.
means with your proficiency it's +4. With your circle it's +2. So that means you're on 12 at the moment. And you just
Yeah.
got to get 6 or higher on the dice.
But the proficiency bonus for having trained skill. Yeah. So I got that. So I hit it.
You hit it. You use up 2 of your 8 of your exertion points.
Yep.
And you
I was
basically
wondering what
can,
they were for.
and you can basically now take them all with you to your teleport
Right.
location.
So I strain my.
That's right, I still have
And
teleporting weapons on.
the thing with the manifestation is, as long as they're within the aura, they're counted as touched.
Which means I don't need to stand directly between them.
Yes.
How big's the aura? 30 feet?
Depending on what you set it up for when you activated it, at this stage would be 10 feet around you.
I have no idea.
We'll assume it's 10 feet
77,
because
10
your
feet.
your
Well,
circle.
I only need 10 feet. Yeah, I'll
So-
do the size it needs to be.
Was this where you're intending to land? This is what
Where
was
did,
it?
where did Lonnie
That's
point?
where I was pointing to.
Alright, that's where we're landing.
Okay. So,
This means
Watch, I'm not actually gonna throw my trident this time. I'm gonna be stabbing people.
And
with
so yes,
more
they just
damage.
Actual melee.
That's what's so funny.
they just zap through. You could also, the other things you could have done is left the doorway open. It would have cost you less, but would only.
Yeah.
That there are other options that you can do depending on what you need to do.
Yeah. For what we're doing at the moment, it's all the way forwards.
Yeah.
There's no need to go back.
And the amusing thing is, you could literally take the party with you.
If I leave it open, then yeah. take it
No,
away.
that just if they're in your radius, you can take the
everyone
entire
can.
party with you.
Oh.
It just doesn't care about size.
Yeah. Being part of what is fun.
Yes.
Each one will have funky things that make them really nice, but because you can't have two active at the same time.
Yeah. There's not some special training I can get to get around that, is there? I'm presuming not.
Healer would be one of the few that allows it to run with another,
Okay.
because it's a cooperative one.
Yes.
I went with
But that's
Protector rather than
healer,
Healer.
not celestiologist.
Yes, and then there will be the elements, which will allow you to activate two or more elements at the same time.
But that would mean elementologist, not just aerologist.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Is it
that
worthwhile going for elementologist? I
lot
don't
harder.
think so.
A lot harder, a lot more.
It would be something I would do if I was sticking with lots of elements, but I'm not. I'm
Morrigan
going
has
for the
it,
air.
but she hasn't used
Yeah.
it yet.
Yeah, versatility over concentration.
It's also expensive.
It would
Well, of
make
course
sense for
it's four
Calcrix more than a well, I think.
4 crafts at once. Yeah.
So what do we want Calcrix to do?
I was just talking about secret crafts and stuff.
Yeah.
Calcrix has
I think
heaps.
Elementologist is a better one for Calcrix than the
So
well.
Amulet of the Plains, what can
She does
does
have it.
do with that?
That's what I figured, yeah.
Which
The
one are you?
secret crafts.
Which one you?
Secret crafts and aspects. So good.
Yeah. Well, the stuff that I've got is listed as the magical pole for portal altars. Which, given it's as far as I can work out from what we've been told, it's both a key and a doorway to a space.
And you're almost getting up to the point in the story where it's going to be important.
Yes. He told me level 50 when we got it at like level 4.
Oh wow, that's a long wait.
Yes. I'm still into
You
that,
still
though.
have a bonus action.
I do. I can go, pop, we're here, facoom!
You can. And the benefit of teleportation portals is generally they come with surprise.
Excellent.
So when you portal somewhere, people aren't expecting it. Much like the Spanish Inquisition.
Right.
Sadly, that doesn't work if I run up a cliff.
So if I yell
Well, when they're looking down the cliff with arrows and they see you running up the cliff.
so if I yell in Phaeation, that counts because it's a Romance language. So
So that would be an
So,
attack roll, I
I'm
believe.
going to go for 3 attack rolls on the.
Making sure I have everyone up here.
Actually, I'm going to step sideways. I'm going to do an air of effect because that gives me what's the maximum range on that cone? I think it's actually quite large.
You wish to go to about there?
I'm going to take away Lonnie's toys.
No, downwards,
I got plenty.
please, because I want to
I
aim
got plenty of
up
guys to fight.
to the right. Sorry, up to the left. I'll show you what I mean in a moment once I double check how big my area of effect is. Where is my list of spells? Hiding. Oh yes.
What is your cone?
60 feet.
60 foot
Nice.
cone.
Yes. So what I was thinking of was basically how big.
Where would you like to
That's
start
all
it?
bad guys, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Hit them all.
Right.
That
so
will
we go,
be. They will have some protection based on the fact that there is a
They're up
wall
a
there.
cliff.
That's
yeah.
fine. Still in the effect. How far is that square? Sorry,
Okay.
that's the furthest one. How far is that square
If
from
I
me?
was to say...
I would have to move to E. If I put the edge of the cone up there, so I miss that. Alright, so that's that for 60 feet.
That is 60-foot cone.
I don't want to step there. I could make a concentration check and still get the thing, but he gets an AO on me. I'm probably going to miss.
No, not when you enter. Only when you exit somebody's
Yes.
space.
Spell cast in melee range. AO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
something that there is something that you need to pick up in downtime.
Well, I've
I
got
can avoid
Warcaster,
that.
which does help.
Yeah, there's another one called agility training where you can move
Yeah.
and attack.
I mean,
Yes.
that still gets
Yeah, there's another one.
technically all
Yeah.
but 3 of them. Well, I mean, other than the
Okay,
cover.
so
but
that-
Yeah, but I
is
wanted to
your-
get more of the dark ones.
they're technically affected because they're still within the space.
Well, you get 2
Yeah.
of the dark ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. Only 2, but if I can
And
get
If
there, I
Lan-
get all of them.
and I'm sure Lani would love to be able to beat up all the dark ones for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's also true. I'll clear the way. I'm actually not getting very many of them this way.
Getting
that
the ones-
is
It's
1,
going to make
2,
it.
3,
It's
4,
going to make a
5,
nice mess.
6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, plus 2 of the dark
Can
ones.
I? Given what this spell does, because this is Torrent of Fire, can I drag somebody else with me? Because it allows me, when I cast Torrent of Fire, to appear in any square of that area.
You probably could. As
So if
long
I
as you
drag
activate
Lani-
your portal thing again.
I would have to activate that again. That's fine. You're going to travel in flames.
I just want to hit things.
I know, but you're going to travel in
That sounds
flames.
fun.
Because what I'll do with that is put you there.
You told
Okay.
us to think tactically. We're thinking tactically.
We are
Okay.
thinking tactically. And I'm using...
Pound me. I want to hit things.
Oh, except
Yeah,
except she's already used her reaction this round.
Oh, she has.
Oh no,
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 Lani
she
hasn't.
no, she hasn't.
Lani
yeah.
I haven't done anything.
Oh no, she did. Oh,
Yeah.
she didn't follow you through.
It's the start.
No, it automatically
What-
took her.
Oh no, but she
Yeah.
had to take a reaction to do so.
Oh, does it?
okay.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, this is my reaction, not my action, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
okay,
your
sorry,
bonus action.
I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Because this is not a bonus action spell. It will have to be, remove the AoE. That's for next round.
Next round.
Yes.
After I beat up some guys.
Let's see if we
This
can
is
bring
this
him
is
on.
going to be. I'm going to spooge 3 of the minions that are right in front of me, or possibly shoot the guy in dark.
Do you prefer Hershey's or Cadbury?
Okay.
Hershey.
People are back on the map, which was
Yeah.
annoying
It's
that they
not
took them
good.
off.
Yes.
They're like that.
All right. So
I've just been interested to see people's reactions in America to Cadbury.
Okay.
Most people
Oh,
prefer Cadbury.
yeah, they.
Cadbury tastes nicer. I
Yeah,
will tell you that.
very much so.
So
I
that
just-
now it is Lani's turn.
Yeah.
Can I hit
I was
things?
going.
You can hit things.
I was going to
Alright.
use my bonus action to shoot them with Eldritch Blast,
Do that.
and I was thinking of
Did-
that, and then change
Got
it
distracted,
to
yeah.
a wrong think.
Yeah. Hit the arrow guys.
Yeah. And, well,
Well, I assume you'd probably want to do it from cover instead of the other way around.
Yeah. If you do it from under the cliff, you get cover from above.
Yeah.
So if you go in the
do
white
it from there,
space.
because I'm doing single target. Yes, because I don't want to accidentally be actually the carpet they've been trying to make me.
So, 3 or 3 Eldritch Blasts.
Yep. And
What did you get?
the lowest of them was 17.
Lots of them 17. They will all hit.
So
No crits?
the first 3 grey ones
Okay.
just below us. Yep, them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did anyone else want a hot drink?
I'm good, thank you.
And I'm assuming the damage will be roughly.
A lot.
It's 35 each.
What are these Oreos?
Vanilla.
Caramel?
Caramel? Biscoff?
No. No, Biscoff is right.
So yes, you do take them out, and that brings us to Lani.
Cool. I'm gonna hit the
No
leader
Biscoff.
dude.
Well, you can technically move to there without provoking,
Okay.
More gold.
because you only provoke when you leave.
True. So we're gonna go for leader
Not that I know what
dude.
it is, but I've seen the reference.
I'm just double checking my
I think we get
stuffs. Because usually I throw this, and now I'm just gonna be
Stab.
I think you get like between 4 or 6 attacks
It
with
would
expertise with mastery.
it would be 3 attacks as the base thing.
Mm-hmm. Three is my base, and then I get an extra attack. No, that would make it 6 if I do the fighter thing.
If you do the it allows you to have an extra
But
round
then I
of
have to
attacks.
take a shorter long rest
Yeah.
after, yeah. So I can do 6
So by then-
if I wanted to, but
Yeah, but do the 6 when you've got 2 of them to hit.
exactly. So, alright, we're gonna go for the 3. First one off of that guy. He really doesn't matter at this stage because according to what Yannon has written for me, that is. What is math?
Don't forget at mastery you have advantage as well.
Mm.
We're going with the other
Plus
one.
surprise.
Not surprised anymore because that has passed on to the next person. It was only on the
Only for
same
you.
action that when you come through,
Mm.
you still get because you had
Okay.
surprise on your action.
We're going with 31 to
31 is a critical hit.
hit. So, and then just to verify, I have 7 dice because I thought with mastery I only get 3 dice.
But you also get a bonus
No.
to the pluses on the weapon.
Yeah, no, you get no, you're up to 7.
Okay,
Trust me.
if we're going with what she's saying, then it's 7.
That's
Yeah.
what I get
Well,
on my
it-
sabers, on my scimitars.
Mm.
Fairly sure it was 7 or 5.
30 base
It's been a while since I looked
damage.
at one.
30 base damage.
Yeah, so that's 60 damage.
And let me see, being the trident.
It's piercing.
What
Oh
was
no,
it?
nope, it's slashing. My bad.
Depends on how you use it.
It is. I'm using it.
Were you doing the D8?
It was the D8. Yes,
So two-handed.
2-handed. So that's if it's
So give you a
critical,
link to
then
the
it is
updated
60
rules, I think.
total damage.
60 total damage.
Can't remember.
You showed me, I don't think.
Because the lightning damage is only when it's thrown. Is that right?
Only when it's thrown at
Yeah.
this stage.
Oh, don't forget, you can add.
He goes down.
Spagoo! Nice shooting.
All right.
You
Next
have
guy.
2 more hits, don't you?
Yeah, I have 2 more attacks. Yeah. Next guy.
Oh,
24.
distraction.
That'll be a hit.
Inappropriate guests on 13th Street.
Love it.
No, do it
No,
yellow.
you get at least 6 because I'm 4 on my daggers and then plus nothing.
Well, it's 3 for mastery and 2 for weapon.
Mm.
So that is and 1 for the weapon itself. So that's the 6 dice.
40 damage on that one.
40 damage on the next one. He doesn't
So it's
really go
6
so
and
well.
7.
See, everybody else has a lot of damage too.
And then last attack
True.
Is this another leader?
is
No,
24 again.
which will be a hit.
And that is
I can hear you, but I don't see you. Where are you hiding?
33 damage.
And you hear in your head, Seika, nice. She hasn't seen you weapons yet.
I promise I'm useful.
So it swings. Stab, stab, stab.
Yeah.
And technically, that would only have been 15 of your movement. And so you can continue your movement up to the wall if you wish to.
That way you're not going to get shot from above.
Yeah, I want that. Because I don't want to get shot again. That was not fun.
It's okay, they've changed out weapons.
Yes, I'll give you auroras, but they didn't give you the other thing.
I still don't want to get hit.
Okay.
I don't like being a pincushion.
What's up?
Father Pat says he will catch up.
Sticking with us.
Though it is getting confused and thinking you're still somewhere else on the map. And I believe that brings us to the next load of archers, who are mostly dead.
Only slightly alive.
Mostly.
Okay, so the 4 lots of archers are all aimed for the big dragon that has just wiped out half their forces. Okay, so that was a huge armor class of 13.
Yes.
Mine's 27.
And then it was an armor class of 26.
Mine's 27. Yeah, I'm going.
And then it was an armor class of 14.
They're trying real hard.
And then it was an armor class of 18.
Miss.
Oh, sorry, 28 I meant. I rolled an 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that one
That's a
does
hit.
hit. That one hits.
Actually, it might miss if she raises her.
Oh,
even
she has
with
a shield,
her,
doesn't she?
she can bring the shield up. But how long does the shield last for?
It's 1 round, but she has 1 more in her
Yeah.
back pocket.
And it increases her armor class by
2.
2. And she's
No, 5.
In which case, then it would miss her if she did so. And I'm
Is
assuming she
Calcrick's
would.
raising shield?
Yes.
Okay, probably a good choice.
Question.
Probably a good choice at this point, as the arrows were almost hitting you.
They're getting good.
I mean, maybe they can hit the broadside of a dragon.
Well, they did hit Father Pat multiple times. Maybe he is a broadside of a dragon.
Maybe. My turn.
Okay, so that comes around to Seeker.
I'm not sure he wants that as a title.
Okay.
She can go.
So, I want to run up the cliff again.
Mm-hmm.
Take another hit die away for a bit.
Okay, so that's also another check to see if you get it off. So that it's not. It doesn't use the hit dice. It uses your exertion.
Oh, okay.
Hit the dark power
Nat 20.
uses the hit dice. So yes, you have no problems going up.
An interesting thought. I'm
Yeah,
using
well,
secret parts of
I'm trying to click on the
spells.
damn thing.
It doesn't want to go.
There we go. Okay, so that is 45 there. How far do you want to go? 50, 55, 60.
No, I'm going to stop underneath because I may as well use my full undercover. And that's still taking my bonus action, so I can't hide. And attack. Is there anyone that I can attack?
Technically, they do get a slightly better armor class against you. They
Don't forget,
are
I have
in
teleporting-
65.
I have teleporting weapons and elf sight, so I can
Is
throw
the
full
teleporting
range.
weapon still going?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can use teleporting weapons and still get... And elf sight gets rid of any distance things.
Always handy to pinch eyes from elves.
I mean, I am an elf, but yes. Not as nice as last time.
I have a
23?
conspiracy theory.
23 is a hit.
Humans actually have the same eyesight as elves. It's just that all humans need glasses. And so they keep saying, wow, all these other races have perfect eyesight. No, it's just that humans need glasses. This is my conspiracy theory.
Right.
19
19.
plus
Doesn't explain elf night vision though.
another 5
Not really.
necromantic.
Maybe just humans suck. Given how many other species have dark vision.
Dead.
And he goes down.
You know what's funny? This is a whole, like, brigade of an army defending this hill.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
And they have height advantage.
nah.
Yeah, but we're the sort of special ops troops that can do this sort of
Okay, and now you get to make a fortitude saving throw to see if nasty things happen because you moved with
Constitution?
the arrow in you. Yeah.
crap. Ah.
Well, it was until the end of the round.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's like it burns a bit, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, based off what you know, you just got hit
from
by
what
an
I
arrow.
know, no, I rolled a 4, so 10.
You rolled a 4. Okay, so you have this really bad tearing sound inside.
Right. So
And
someone's done the arrow applied equivalent of booming blade.
you feel yourself ripped back down the cliff.
What?
Ow.
Llewell hears in his head, ouch!
And that is a... that will be quite a bit of falling damage.
You got flung back to where you were.
Am I falling into shadow?
Cover.
Technically, yes.
So I have soft landing. Reduce fall damage by 20 feet.
Oh, very nice. Which is
Okay,
good,
so
because
you'll
that's
still
like 30 feet.
take about...
Was it 2d6?
So you still take 12 points of bludgeoning damage from hitting the ground hard.
And I can't use uncanny dodge on that.
No, you can't, because you're not dodging.
It's falling with style.
Trying
So
to
yes.
falling with style and failing.
Ooh, that's no good.
Oh no, I burned through all my temp hit points.
Okay.
Temporary hit points useful.
So that brings us to Calcrix.
Yes, Llewell hears, ouch, help!
Yes.
I think covers my keys.
On my way.
Cool.
Ariadna. I'll see if I can find out.
She might be
Probably in the room.
I mean, it doesn't bother me, it's just I don't know what
yeah.
this arrow is doing, and if it's going to keep me pinned here, that's a problem.
That's what I worry
I would
about.
say it probably is. Which means I'm going to have to... If it's a spell effect.
Yeah,
probably
because
gonna have to do it.
if it was anything other than a spell effect, it couldn't keep me here.
I believe we'll come back
Which
to
I
Ariadna.
have memorized.
Okay.
And that means we're up to Drachnamar.
So everyone here heals and heal off, so
Yep.
he's going to keep heading up the cliff.
How far can he head?
And he can go 65. Yeah, 65. Probably up and towards the towards the eastern side of the cliff if he's got that sort of thing. So if you can reach that third group, that would be.
That's
Just
65. There.
And I think they can go for the. We'll go for the top of the others.
Okay.
Yep.
okay.
It's getting confused and keeps giving me 3
I know. I
values for
see
movement.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
D20 sneaky that one. 25, I say.
That will be a hit, so you're definitely doing well for the dice.
Sorry, my D20 is sitting around the 12 to 17 mark.
Sounds like GM dice.
That way instead. 21, 25, 23 points of damage from the silver blade.
And
Oh, was that to kill him? Oh, okay.
Okay, so leaders are under 23 damage.
Okay, and that was your whole act.
They need more qualified management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Obviously, you should keep my detection to hide as far as possible. Hiding amongst those archers.
So they're all trying to hide.
okay, I believe that's that group, and there's a group up here. Can't see anyone down there except for Calcrix. And how far is Calcrix for? Wow.
How much stabby have I had?
None at this stage.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a natural 20.
Oh,
Getting an armor class of 30.
that's going to
Who's
hurt.
being
I
targeted?
guess this is
Calcrix.
time
Calcrix.
for Calcrix to feel the pain.
Yeah.
You did have your shield up, your magic
Right.
shield up, but they did manage to get past it.
Oh, natural 20, yeah.
Yeah. Greater.
Okay, so that is 12 points of damage to Calcrix. And she gets to make a Constitution saving throw.
You want to succeed. Based on what just happened to me, you want to succeed.
Capricorn already knows she wants to succeed. Because if she doesn't succeed, she has a feeling that a very bad god is going to have control of a very big dragon and an even bigger ape. Although, would Eve be immune to Exaniodal, considering that Eve is technically owned by the Queen of Darkness?
You don't know yet.
Okay, D20?
Yep.
Just not taking over.
I'm fine. Maybe I'm fine. No
Checking I
change.
don't have anything to help myself.
And Constitution. Sorry, got all the wrong things covered up. Seven, so
There's
26
shadows on this
plus proficiency. I think that's
Unfortunately,
30.
I
If
don't
I
have
added
any-
it up properly.
That is 30.
Creating.
Okay, so the arrow pops out of your side as it expands,
Right.
Do they have a range enough to be useful?
instead of actually sticking inside you,
That's interesting.
and causes another 4 points of damage.
Okay, so that's 16. Yep, I'll write that down just a sec. I'll just finalise the bits that I'm finalising.
Would you like to have your go before you finalise things?
Is it my go now?
It is.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Did we survive the con?
She made the con save, and the arrow popped out of her side as it expanded.
So they're all dead?
Ow.
They're all dead, yeah.
Right, I won't take away anyone's... won't take anyone's fun away. I'll line myself up with that line. And,
Might want to roll a d6 to see if you get your breath weapon back.
Yeah, D6, yes.
Oh, that's right, you didn't use your breath weapon last round, you used
No.
a spell. So you do have your breath weapon.
Okay, yep. Alright, so does that just mean they do a Constitution saving throw? And can I line
No,
myself
she used
up?
breath weapon last time.
No, she used,
Lightning bolt.
that was lightning bolt, not lightning breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yep.
Oh no, you did use lightning
Yeah, I
bolt.
did use,
Yeah.
so I do
So
have to
roll
roll
a
the
d6.
D6.
Mhm.
Or
Roll
use a
the
lightning
correct
bolt.
side of the dice this time.
The expanded thing makes me think it's. I didn't
Okay,
see a
so
rope or
it's
anything.
a 4. Do I...
What did you get?
A 4.
It doesn't
What does that mean?
recharge.
It doesn't recharge on a 4?
No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Well,
Makes me
I
want some of
other
these
things
arrows.
available to me.
You could actually cast a lightning bolt spell.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look, why don't I
Would
do
be
that then?
extremely useful. Oh, you're
Um,
mobile. I'll fix that.
The
Part
arrow
of being a
damage.
dragon.
Yeah, but you can get
Oh, did
someone
I
else.
get? If I be with the cookies, am I getting any advantage to these arrows?
Not to that one.
No. Okay. So these ones are safe.
Because that's a no save.
Lightning
thing
bolt is around
It
level...
may not be an Exantium.
Well, I can do
It may
John
be a
Lightning.
darkness specific spell.
I think that's it. No, there it is. It's
But
level
the
3.
blinding we know is related to Exantium because we got
Yeah,
wisdom save
because that's
advantage,
darkness created.
Okay,
That's a
8d6.
Level 3
which is and I didn't have advantage.
Oh, you've already
which
got
means
some?
it's-
Yep, 8d6.
So, do I just roll the...
It goes 100 feet long. Let me do the line.
Line of disadvantage, if I could please.
Lightning bolt.
So looking for 8. Looking at D6s. I really need to sort out last.
Distracting me, mine getting slightly singed.
He was recognising that well, not really recognising what was going on, so he's in the line of fire, fully understood. Obviously, he's not aiming for it, but
I mean, I still killed a guy.
Yes. What the hell? Imprecating divine word. Oh,
Always handy to have a fallback if the breath doesn't recharge.
yeah.
Exactly.
30.
30 points?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. This is a spell
How
I want to
many
use.
people?
Look, I'm mathing today. Could it be because I had a crap load of inner subtle?
Cool. Here's a 7th level spell I want to use on just once. just do it.
They're all gone.
How
I was
many?
gonna say that sounded like a lot of owls.
6.
22.
Everybody.
Sorry,
15.
there.
Jeremy, a DC, reflex saving throw for you. Dexterity saving throw. And so you see
Sorry.
Only 450 damage this time.
I'll use this one. This is fuck all of you.
DC 15.
Radius.
Okay, 75 15.
Home if they're extra planar.
I believe you failed because she does have a high bonus.
I would expect I failed.
So that means you can add Rhiannon. You can add 30 to the damage because she also hit Drachnima.
480 damage.
Well, yeah, 30 damage on him.
Yeah, so 480 damage in total.
I thought you said
480 damage. Yeah.
plus 80 damage sort of in seeing for the 4, not the 480.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Calcrix's go. Drachnimir's had his go. And that brings us up to Lowell's go. There's not a
big dragon. He can take care of himself, right?
There's not a lot of opponents available. You seem to be running out of people to shoot.
I'm fine. I've got Seeker to deal with because she's been whacked down there and hit hard. Where am I at the moment?
You are here.
There.
How far can you move?
45 I think is my normal movement because I have magic items that add to that.
A double movement will get you there.
How far?
That's 90.
It's not going to be enough, is it?
No.
That's going to get me in range to do you a heal.
Okay.
It's not the heal I need, it's the remove.
I know.
I don't know if it's a curse. I'm hoping it's a curse.
Yeah, the thing is, the only way I can get there is
Spend an action.
The
I will
problem,
be spending my spellcasting action to get there.
the problem is
So-
that I'm worried that if I try to get to you, I'm going to be pulled back here.
Quite probably.
Mm.
So I'm going to do a double move to get adjacent to Seika, and I'll have to do it next round.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. You're not the one who put you there.
Well, technically, you're going in a straight line. You can literally run and
I'm
do
going
4
to
times your movement.
sprint to get to where she is.
So I'll just say
Yeah,
the extra little bit.
because sprint is an extra little bit of movement anyway.
No, sprint is 4 times your movement. It's
okay,
not
yeah.
an extra bit of movement, and it
Yeah.
also lowers your armor class.
Yeah, but my armor class is pretty
We're
damn
also
good
cover.
anyway.
We're
so
under cover.
We're under some cover, which does help.
Okay.
Plus, there's very few people who want to shoot at us because they've got far more dangerous things to deal with,
Lani,
like Lani.
you can now see all these people here trying to pretend they don't exist.
Yeah, Lani is doing what Lani is supposed to
How far
do,
away
is
are
get out
they?
there and be bait.
Okay.
Well, strictly. So it's part of the pack.
To get close to them is 30 to 35 feet.
Alrighty.
I'm fairly sure you can move that far.
Yeah. Put
Yeah.
me
She's quick.
so I can hit all 3 of them.
Well, for some reason it's told said
Give
it's
a boots
40
of striding and spring.
angles. Okay.
That's
She
okay.
could
I have
leap that
30
far without a problem.
Got to remember
It's all good.
that Hilda has this.
Yeah.
But she also has all
So
her air powers.
let's go for it and hit those 3
Speaking of
guys.
air power,
Mhm.
So
With the air
Yeah.
powers.
first one,
You can
19.
jump further.
19 will be a hit.
You can fly. Yeah.
oh yeah,
Air response.
yes. Lots of mobility. And seeing I do a lot of mobility spells.
31.
31 damage. He goes down.
Next one is 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
Mm.
29 damage.
29 damage.
And
it
the
goes
next
down.
guy is a nat 20.
I don't think he's going to like that too much.
No. So that's
She's gonna be like, yay, Ronnie, you got someone.
Luckily someone teleported you
Well,
up the
this is her
mountain.
6th kill.
Oh yeah, no, she does do the kills.
And she's killing the chunky ones too.
It's
35 times 2, 70.
Yeah, these are the guys. I hit one of them with 2 of my hits, and he didn't go down, so they're pretty damn tough.
You know what?
That's ridiculous.
Those guys are going to hit me with a bunch of arrows anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're probably going to miss.
I'm going to do the fighter thing, and I'm going to take 3 more.
Yep.
Ah,
So
you've got to charge them and kill all of them at once.
I have to go to throwing now.
Mm-hmm, because you don't have the movement
I
to
don't
reach
have the
them.
movement, I only have the throwing. So, first one is the guy right next to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is
This is the action stage, right?
36.
That's a critical hit.
Yeah.
21 times 2 is 42.
It goes down.
Next is Leader Dude,
Leader dude, yep.
because I'm hoping if that'll scare them.
They're not as coordinated without the leader.
No,
He doesn't attack while he's got a group.
that's what leaders are for.
34
He gets to do an
again.
assist.
34, that's a critical hit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually useful. You can do for any game. You can do themselves. Leaders spend their action, and everyone gets an assist.
Mm. 32, so 64 damage.
64 damage. He goes down.
And you have to wait for the sound for that.
Pick your favorite.
Closest
34 again.
critical hit.
And that is 12.
It's a spoon.
27, which makes that
A lot.
52.
52.
Smiggles.
And yes, a lot of them have gone down to bolts of lightning. And did you... Oh yes, right, you don't have the can't roll lower than a ability on your lightning.
Yet.
Because lightning... No, lightning's not her specialty.
No.
True.
Her specialty is cold and force.
Mm-hmm. Because I know there's...
Her,
Well,
her trident does
I
lightning.
tried it as lightning, and I know if people are extra good with lightning stuff, that means that the lightning can arc out, but I'm not good at that.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we get along so well.
Okay, I'll get rid of that bolt of lightning. And with Lani, Father Pat says, "I am helping," and gets that far because that's his full move. He's not sprinting. He's not silly.
He has heavy armor. He also has a peg leg, so there's
And
that.
he's going up a mountainside.
Yeah.
Okay. So that brings us to these lots of archers.
Now you can see me. I'm gonna hit.
I was down.
Well, I'm next.
So there's only one group of archers coordinated at the moment. And it shoots at Calcrix, who still has the shield up. So your armor class is 5 better.
Nice.
Yep. So that makes it 27. Yep.
And it means that they miss because of your shield.
Nice.
I really like that shield.
Yeah, huge amounts of natural armor and a spell.
And these two are trying to run away.
In 188
I'm
hit points.
appreciating that right now.
Yes.
Okay, so a new round. So I think we're up to round number 7, counting last week.
Yeah. Round 7.
As Sika is now up with burning in your side. You can feel the lump.
Okay. I was going to just hold my action to see what we can do, but I think I'm going to try and... Does it look like I'd need to cut it out?
Well, you can
Or I
see
can just pull it.
spikes sticking out in different directions from where the head came in.
Is it those arrows I'm thinking about?
do-
No, because they don't tell, they just stop you
You're going to
healing.
need a heal check to get that
Do
out.
you think
Can you make a
consciously?
heal check?
As in the
Because if you can
telepathic
get that out and
bond.
there's still something there,
Do
I
you
can fix
think,
that.
oh shit, I've been
Can't
hit
do
with
both
this
at once.
horrible arrow, and now
Yep.
I have a growing lump inside of me.
There's spikes coming out
So
of it
that the
though.
rest of the group
Yeah.
know that you've been hit with this arrow.
She knows
Yeah,
because
she-
she got Luell to come.
She
close.
did actually call that out while you were out of the
Okay,
room.
right, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
it's covered. It's good.
Because she got yanked back to where she
I
started.
can take the
You
damage.
need
I can
light
heal if I need to. I am going to try and cut it out.
No, it's not
Okay.
about the light behind me. It's about that I should
What do I
replace
roll?
my
A
glasses
medicine
about
check.
18 months
That's
ago.
it. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no,
At
this
least
is
not
not about
medicine is
light.
intelligence. Let's roll my cleric dice.
Well, that's good for extra contrast, so it does help you.
It tends to reflect off these pages, and then I end up struggling.
You want to rethink that option?
Well, natural 1,
12.
12.
I rolled a 6.
Okay.
It didn't bounce the way it's supposed to.
You start cutting into yourself to cut it out. You're not sure what you're cutting.
Can I say no?
Don't put that knife in your leg, Rick Bobby.
Okay, so
How much damage do I do to myself? I was going to take damage anyway, but
roll a dice of damage. You're not trying to kill yourself with the dagger. You just
1.
so you do 1 point of damage to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. She could have rolled 4.
Use one knife to pry out the other knife.
Whereas if you had have rolled a natural 1, I would have had you do a full attack upon yourself.
Yeah, that wouldn't be nice.
I stab it out.
Especially as I would have been
I have
surprised.
resistance to necrotic,
Just. Eek.
and I'm guessing I don't get a better view or anything of the arrow.
Well, you seem to be struggling to cut into it because there's something hard in there.
No check time.
Okay.
It's a so yes, you hear this thing won't get out of me.
Yeah. Fortunately, I actually have several layers of specialty on battlefield surgery.
Excellent.
Which then brings us to Calcrix, who's up the mountainside.
She's impatient and not used to working in a team like this.
There is
Mostly she's
only
trying
a
to
few
work
people
some
left
parts.
up the top.
And Buzz just throws spells at you.
Yes.
Yes.
You could check to see if you get your breath
She's got a
back.
couple of fighters, but they don't tend to come on, you know,
Questions?
Yep.
though?
stealthy
Do
shots.
you happen to have a record of how many hit points I've lost by this session? Just to make sure I'm keeping proper.
Hang on.
Noting that there was, it should be listed here, but
Maybe.
noting that there was my,
I think I had at least
Temporary.
54.
yeah, but my temporary hit points was part of that.
I'm not sure I kept track of that.
No, but that's fair enough.
Yeah, I've written it down, but not in this notebook.
12 damage.
So,
That's the total.
It was literally 12 damage.
Yeah,
12 plus 16 equals 28.
so not a huge
That
amount
looks like a
considering.
And
Yeah.
I was down the extra because of some sort of the 54 that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, there was. I can't remember what the rest of it was for.
Yeah, okay, cool. Alright.
I think
So
we
now
might
I'm
have
rolling my
counted
D6.
before we said his shield went up.
You did do some,
So,
get some damage
5.
last week.
Then you get your breath back.
Okay, so 5 gets it. So it's got to be a 5 or a 6.
5 or a
is that
6,
right?
yes. That's the base recharge on your breath.
Okay, well that's good to know. 'Cause
When you don't
I'm
have the
not
spell
doing
when you do have the spell running. If you don't have the spell running, you use it once per short rest.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Alright,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, so that is.
Which means for a dragon, they get to recharge it every time they cast that spell. And then for a minute, it can recharge every round.
Sorry, I was
Ow.
in the middle of looking up what I was going to do.
I think you can actually do a cone, so if you moved up to them, you can get all of them.
Yes. Can I just quickly look at one spell?
You
first,
can.
Which is in
Explode terrain.
the green.
That's always fun.
No, that's a Morrigan spell. I don't think
Bring
I
the
have
mountain
spell.
down.
How big can that be?
No, I'm not going to do that.
I
because,
have ravaging roots.
I know you
Pull
did
your
only
roots out
enough,
and
so
then
that
attack
would
and grapple.
probably bring all the terrain
Lovely
down.
spell.
Bring it all the way down that way. It's not like there's someone down beneath us.
Onto
Similar
like
to that
people like
for
Dracnamore, and I've
Dark
already
Fate, right.
accidentally got him a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Elven
where
mages.
are
Dealing with
Where are we?
4 live dudes and an
Wild
arrow
shapes
stuck in the
can
side.
be Fey, monsters, or beast.
Yeah.
They have some fun ones.
Yeah.
okay. I was
I've got a
considering
special
vampiric
way,
touch, that's
familiar with celestial
Um,
effects.
but
There's a holy
The dragon goes up there. Touch. Tag your
She's
it.
got a blink dog in her mouth.
yeah, no, it just means I heal at the same time as dealing damage. The lightning breath is effective, and I rolled successfully that I've got
The
it
mayor
back. So
for the expert.
So-
I
who
should
takes
possibly
links.
do that.
How to blink.
Well, I've got it because I might not get it back.
Ooh,
And are there
that's
any
really
more
nasty. I
people?
like it.
There are 8 up there, and there's 4 down there. You're dealing with the 8.
Okay, so
Go
that's it.
Aside from the fact that I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of the approximately 83 bad guys that were here.
Yeah,
Aside
so
from
I
the
guess-
fact that I can't seem to move from this spot,
Yeah.
we're all good.
Okay, so I think you can do the line. I don't think you can do your cone at that distance.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. The cone, is that in
Nice.
the spell book or in the dragon book?
In the breath weapon.
The breath weapon, under the breath weapon.
Breath weapon. Your breath weapon can either do cone or line
Sending
or
on the
yeah.
So that's
No,
in
hang
my
on,
character.
Because you're.
Because I've been giving
30
the,
foot?
all the dragons can either choose to aim for a lane
Yes.
or aim for a spread.
Yeah, so it's a 30 foot
Just
and
gonna have a quick look at your dragon breath spell.
It still opens up the spell.
at the
I'm guessing that's when the dragon does that whole like
This one is
yeah, and then like their head sweeps back and forth kind of deal.
Elvenologist.
Okay, so technically your cone is currently 45 feet because of your
Size?
spell. No,
Yeah.
the spell.
Oh, spell?
The spell gives it an extra 30 feet in length or an extra 15 feet in length on a cone.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you do that, that means just outside,
Yeah.
no matter how you do it, you can only get a couple of them. So if we go for the line instead,
Yeah, I think I'll go for the line.
This one is
It's more effective.
a rare version. Elf specific. Picking blade of grass. Lasts an hour, no concentration.
So is the red effect new or was
Yes.
that there last week?
sorry, just trying to get it to not to do
Using
stealth.
it this week.
We need a character
Come
creation.
on.
Yeah. This Saturday we're pushing it because I've got my groups
Just gonna delete that. Okay, so line.
Can I go slightly down and then at an angle to try and maybe? No, I think that's going to be all I can get.
Well, that does
That's
get you a bunch
6
of
out of
them.
8.
6 out of 8 is not bad.
Why are you guys sounding like that's like, you know, a good?
Because
I feel like I'm settling.
6 is more than 3. That's why.
I can't take out 6 people no matter how hard I try.
Well, I just thought if I stuck myself at the right angle, I might be able to get number 7. But you know, I'll
Move one square. Might work.
well, that's that was my hope.
Let's see,
Because
because you
I'm
can probably
dragon
take
and
that corner and go.
with greedy. No, so just
Well, you can get
That gets
that
mine.
5
Yeah.
or that 6.
because the ones above they're leaders, are they?
Only the middle's the leader.
Okay, well I'll just get 6 then, because you know I feel like settling
Okay,
is-
roll your 10d6 damage.
10
Oh, sorry,
d6.
I think it was 8d6. No, it was 10d6.
Okay, because then I shortchanged myself last round.
Yeah, 10d6 with the minimum of a 3.
Last round I only did 8 because she said 8. So,
Not always braining well.
No.
Because she has 2 for her dragon and 1 for each size category
It
she
just
increased
means
herself by.
Drachnamara is a bit more singed.
When she becomes a bigger dragon, she gets bigger dice, but she doesn't increase the dice until she's a bigger dragon.
Exactly.
Calcrix is at times hard to figure out how many dice of damage she does.
Because it changes.
Because
And
she
there's
changes.
whole lots of stacks
Yes.
that.
Yes.
It's like sneak attack.
Yeah, which category are we using? Which character sheet are we using right now?
And of course, if the dragon gets sneak breath, then that would just be horrible.
I have
Can
so
you
as
imagine?
a rogue, I have my base
Sneak
amount of damage.
Yes.
That would be where
My
you do a
damage I
sneak
can
attack
do a
with your breath
sneak
weapon.
attack. My extra damage I can do with
I'm not
melee
a
sneak attack.
dragon.
Yes. That's a scary one.
This is why I like rogues.
Yeah, they can be mini fun.
A rogue dragon, that would be so funny.
Don't tempt me.
A rogue invisible dragon.
Don't tempt me.
See? No,
I've seen a rogue that dressed like a barbarian and said he was a barbarian and used a great axe. All of his
38.
combat was flank with someone
How
else and
much?
sneak attack
38.
with the great axe.
Flanking's fun.
Yeah. So
I
he's
got a
skinny
1.
gun in barbarian gear.
Oh, does the 1 count as a minimum of 3?
Yes.
Oh,
fine.
well, 40 then.
And another 4 for it being lightning. Because you add your proficiency bonus to all your lightning damage.
I could have been adding more damage to it. I don't need to.
Yeah,
Okay.
So what did we do for how many people?
For 6 people,
40.
she did 44 damage each. Making them regret life decisions in an instant.
You should choose a different god.
Then it is Drachnimir's turn. You've got a big dragon providing a shield for you.
Nice.
This is what happens when you shoot arrows
You
first.
mean she's blocking my access to the enemies in the portal?
No, you can run between your legs because she doesn't provide any slowdown.
I was thinking, admittedly, considering the dragon has caused more damage to Dracula than the rest of the going so far,
Yeah.
and I'm sure I'm covering the leaf, but hey.
We'll get there.
I mean,
yeah, so
only
you
did
got one up
264
and-
damage though.
Yeah.
It was a big whoopsie though.
Yeah. It's a whoopsie. It wasn't deliberate.
It's just when a gargantuan dragon does a whoopsie, it's a big whoopsie.
Yeah. Well, it was just a whoopsie that Dracula helped us throw up above his head when he ran underneath it.
Yeah, maybe not.
And it was just a whoopsie when Eve accidentally ate Drachnimir on the way past.
Yeah.
You mean like you were kidding, wasn't he?
He did give it back,
Yes.
Yes.
mostly unchanged.
We'll go for the one that's like on further up the hill at the moment, so
Yep.
further away from people.
So the one who might run away faster, easier, is the one getting killed.
That's the point, yes.
Don't want them
Hmm.
informing nobody.
AC 22.
That will be a hit.
Every 10 points of damage.
Okay. He does go down.
Did that kill him?
It did, yes.
No,
Because there were 2 different types of leaders.
Right.
The stronger leaders were down the hill because they were up front.
Yep.
Ah.
And we ran out of them first because Marnie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
about a few.
We might need
Well,
to
that's
leave one of these guys alive
But,
so that we can like get some information out of them.
but
Well,
Marnie took
good
out
news.
5 of them.
Well,
there's 4 of them there.
There's one leader left.
So Calcrix will telepath out. We should leave one of the leaders alive. So
Well, you mean you should leave the leader alive, not one of the leaders, because there's only one leader alive.
She doesn't know that.
You can see that.
Oh, okay.
You hear me go, I don't know, I'm really angry right now.
If we want to find more of these guys, we keep him alive for now, and we kill him after he tells us what he knows.
So blood elves.
It is then Llewell's turn.
I'm going to do a heal check on Seika to remove the arrow. Find out what I need to do and then remove it.
Looking at it, you do recognize it from some of your reading.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a dimensional arrow. It will bring people back to where you hit them.
Right. So surgery to get it out. Because
It's possible.
The effect of the dimensional effect is on the spell, not cast on the person involved.
It's on the arrow embedded in the
itself.
person.
That's what I'm saying. If I remove the arrow, the effect is still on the arrow. So surgery, I don't need to cast a spell. That's what I'm after. I've only got one action to play with right now. Fortunately, because of my various specialties and skill bits, I get to do Okay, medicine isn't my greatest skill. However,
And you know they're designed to expand from their head when they hit to make it hard to pull out.
yes, they're barbed. But there is a specific fix for that, which I actually watched a video about recently, although I read about it a while ago, which involves using, not cutting anything up, but use a pair of cut feathers, push them in and put them on the end of the barbs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the techniques for this. I'm a battlefield surgeon. So I actually get, what's that work out? 1 dice of expertise and advantage, I think it works out.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
a time spoil when I can't work out if you're talking about real life or role playing.
He mixes the
This
both.
is in fact real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real life technique.
That's
but
what I
I'm-
mean.
But this is the thing. I will quite happily put skills on my characters that I know stuff about.
There's also why
So I
people
can get into
wore
detail.
silk clothing in combat, because you could pull arrows out with the silk clothing.
Yeah, because the silk binds around the edge of the arrows.
But
See,
any
that-
other sort of cloth would just cut straight through.
That bit
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah, the silk
That'll
doesn't
be
get
cutting.
cut. So, and good thing I'm doing this
You
on
tell Seika
advantage.
this, she will start wearing silk undergarments.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan. 25.
25. Okay, so roll a d4.
To see how much more damage I do.
Guessing
You do 1 extra point of damage as you pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
You realise that, hey, that could have gone badly.
Oh, it could have done.
Because it had her wrapped around a couple of her arteries.
Yes, that's what the feathers. Sorry, the feather ends are good for.
Thank you.
No more damage done.
And well, that arrow's expended now.
Yes. Well, yes. Once it's out, the magic will go.
I would say, in the mind or verbally, do you think I can move now?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes. The binding magic is gone. Now the arrow is out.
Which
Excellent.
then moves us to Lani.
I didn't know if that
Guess
was
who's
the case.
getting
Oh no, that's fine.
tried into the face?
Gonna
Well,
throw?
Seika would've
No
known.
one lost
know.
leader.
Not necessarily. Depends how much knowledge of magic.
At this stage, it doesn't really
No,
matter,
she
does it?
tends to
No, but unthrown, you get to
she'd read stuff and what stuff.
yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
zappity zap on a
You've still
throw.
got memories
Yeah.
for your other
Let's
personas,
throw
but-
it. 25.
That's a hit.
Can I also have had a free action to say telepathically, we want these arrows?
Yes, if you can get any ones that aren't expended, yeah,
I feel like that's
we work
with
out-
the bodies, right?
basically yes.
Mhm.
27 damage.
Okay.
Alright. Second tuck.
Although my guess is only the leaders have these.
That one's
They'd be
sideways, I'm gonna
bloody
reroll.
expensive.
I don't think it was a leader who shot me. They don't have
24.
bows.
Well, fair
24 is a hit.
So where is
enough. In
the
that case, they went. We really want to stop this.
remaining life people?
There is
Well, the Exantial ladders.
one up with Drachnamon.
Yeah.
That's it?
And 3 with Lani.
Okay. Nani's down the
I
bottom.
didn't see anyone they were shooting at me, so I'd say there's not very many. of them.
That's Lani right there.
Okay.
But if we can get the
18.
18 will hit. Or is it
Oh,
18
18
damage?
damage.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm curious
Is
about.
that 3 mooks there near Lani who are going to run away real soon?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Well-
because it's now down to 2 mooks.
Now it's 2 and I'm going to
Oh.
hit it.
And
They had their best and brightest up front.
and
Yeah.
they'd only be running towards somebody else.
And there's going to be one friend left after I go for this guy with
I mean, I don't
modified
use a bow.
20.
That's a hit.
Drachnamon does.
And
Yes.
that is...
So do I, just not very often. Because I don't need it.
I have a hand crossbow.
Yeah.
You taught me how to use my crossbow.
25 damage.
And he goes down too.
So
And-
3 attacks, 3 kills.
3
Yep.
attacks and 3 kills.
Because
And there's
Lani.
nothing more I can do because I already used my special skills.
Mhm.
Well, you could still run up next to him. And then if he runs away, you can attack him.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, move up there and
Why not?
and wait for the AO.
This is now last leader,
So
is
you-
it though?
So
No.
you get up there
No,
and
you're...
Jeremy has the last leader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dracula has the last leader.
yeah. So
Okay,
you-
so you need to control
But Jeremy's
Dracula.
currently
Yeah.
in a haze, so Carfrix is like, how do I get the leader out of Jeremy's
Yeah.
reach before Jeremy?
Okay, Father Pat
What's
has
next?
come close and he's had his move and his action to get there.
Yeah.
Because he had to run around a outcropping.
Yes, Lani has run up to this guy and sneered at him. Said, I'm waiting.
Okay, he tries to run away because you're scary.
And then I take my attack of opportunity
Thereby proving his point.
for 27.
Not yet anymore.
That's a critical hit this time.
Well, actually, in her case, she proves 3 points.
I did get that. I did like that.
Sorry. Puns must happen. It's a moral imperative.
23, but critical is
46.
46.
And he goes down, leaving it down with one person at the top.
And he's about to die because Jeremy.
I know, it's
my turn
Seeker's
next.
go, as we're up to round 8.
Second. Yeah, it is too.
There is a hole in your side.
Well, while I've said we want to save the last leader, I'm like, Jeremy is in a killing haze. We should, Drachnum is in a killing haze. We should probably try and get that last leader away from him and let him kill him later.
Telepathically, I say, is there anyone left for me to kill?
Not
No.
that I can see.
Okay, I start
gonna
looting the bodies. I want those arrows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could stick a gloam of invulnerability around him.
It'll stop him going anywhere.
Do you want me to roll or just wait till end of
Well, it does,
combat?
'cause it
We'll
works
see
in both
at the end of combat as you start to look at
It
bodies.
should also, maybe,
Okay.
I don't know.
What does Calcrix do?
She's currently looking at how to keep the leader alive.
Well, you could run over and pick him up.
I was going to say, yeah, you could grab,
Okay, if
grab
I'm
him,
allowed
pick
to
him
do
up.
that,
Yeah.
I will
I've
just run
taken
over and pick him up
technically all of...
and hold him outside of Jeremy's current, Drachnum's current reach.
Okay, so yes, give me a d20 roll as you grapple
lots of
him.
deck skills.
D20, which is
And temporary hit
non-sparkly side.
Bloody useful, those things.
Cunning dodge and evasion. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you want the light on?
No, it's not the
Considering I
light,
got hit
it's
full
my
force
eyes.
by 2, I actually got
Okay,
hit
so
by 2.
16.
Well, one
You'd
point.
easily grab him with your bonus.
5 points of damage from that hit.
So I know your bonus is at least plus 10.
There's too many books.
I know.
I've tried to help with that.
No, that's like... It's,
What are we
it's
looking
not just
for?
the books. Martin knows what my
She's
thing is
grabbing.
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So you
I
pick
needed
up.
this book. I couldn't see this book. I'm looking at the spell book, my list of spells, and then I got my sandwich on top of this book, so I couldn't tell what this book was because I'm not wearing my glasses currently. And then I'm trying not to knock my
Dice.
box of dice off because it's open currently, and I've done that already in the last
So are
week.
we doing globe of invulnerability or?
No, she just-
grappling. I just picked him
She just
up.
picked him up and doing
that
keep
a reach?
away.
Oh, okay. So I don't
called
need to
Dragon
look
Man
that
no
up as
kill.
a spell
You don't.
because that's just...
That's just strength.
And Drachnuma, your last opponent has been lifted out of your reach with a don't be a bad boy sort of look from Calcrix.
Outside of reach.
Next to Eep.
And also,
I do state I want to ask him questions first, then you can kill him.
also about 20 feet up.
Oh, okay. You'll actually keep going up the hill.
Because there's
Following the pathway somewhat, but basically just double checking if there's nothing further up.
Okay.
I did want a spell book because
Basically scouting ahead.
there is another spell I want to look up.
In which case, then you fall out of combat.
So you complete looting.
Mm-hmm.
As you start looting bodies, they all have what look to be black arrows.
Mm-hmm. How many of them have that special extra bit?
You can't tell what's different between the arrows.
Oh, right. So
They each bear the sigil of Xantiotl.
All of them.
So
all of them.
You can't keep them.
we're going to burn them.
You sure all of them are bad? We can't
We
use the dimensional ones?
No,
No,
because
no
we're using
touchy-touchy.
Xantiotl's power, and he'd know we'd be using them. But we can find. We know.
Is there any-
No. We know the effect. What the effect is. We can do some research and get someone else to make them for us. And they have elven made ones
Yes. Okay.
where you get bound to the ground with a piece of tree.
I'm not just looting for arrows. It's
Yes.
Seika. I'm looking for
Knives.
cash. I'm looking for knives.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for jewelry.
Me and
I will
Father,
take the next however long it takes for me to go to every single one.
Cash bags.
I'm making fun of Father Pat as we're walking up the hill, just calling you an old man.
But he was useful. Though.
Or is it Lefty?
Yeah, there you go.
He was useful last session.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're looting through the bodies, you're starting to get a collection of things as it starts to get later. And as you watch the bodies further in front of you as you're going down the hill, looting everyone start to just shimmer and fade away.
Oh.
I
Quick,
really
quick,
wanna,
quick! Get everything you can.
I
Loot
really
faster.
want to question this guy before he disappears.
He
Or
hasn't.
dies.
He hasn't faded away.
Okay.
Tell me if you need my interrogation skills. Otherwise, I need gold and jewels. I'm
I'm
gonna need it.
getting into
And everything you picked up seemed to
Sega?
have faded with them.
Oh, bugger.
Damn it! Sega,
They summoned the bastards.
I have questions. I need to make sure he's telling the truth. I have zone of truth, but come on, that's not right.
Yeah,
We need
You
an
said
expert.
interrogation skills.
yeah. Everything's fading away anyway.
Mm.
I sort of look at the things
You don't
fading
want
from my
any-
hands.
You don't want any of this stuff. It belongs to Exanti-Ottal or it is in some way dedicated to him.
You hear some laughter in your ears as you look at the things in your hands. You believe the god is mocking you.
Calcric says, this is false wealth.
You're on my list, mate. And I start trudging up to Calcrix.
And he's going, yes, gotcha. Okay, that's what he's for. Xanthiotl was a professional troll.
I need to look into my god.
So he's doing it for the attention?
He
Gosh, what a toddler.
he does it for everything.
Yeah, he does it to screw people up.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to mess you up the best,
Yeah.
the most spectacularly, is basically his speciality.
Yes, and
Which is why we don't like him.
and
It
he
means
does, and
that
he's
I'm
usually
going
got
to
at
start
least
focusing on him in my research to find ways
Yeah.
of screwing him up.
yeah.
In this case, Dracnomir is probably going to be the one that pops out in every bit of research.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
use
the
him.
foremost expert in this area.
Yes.
And
Being-
my god may get a prayer tonight, just complaining.
Speaking of foremost
And you'll get a
experts,
response. You and me both, dear.
considering we do have
Yeah, he's the trickster elven god.
Sega
So.
here
Yes,
to
and
do
that's
the
Xanthiotl is going to
interrogating,
screw him up.
should we also be consulting Dracnomir as the person who knows which questions to ask?
Now, yes.
Yeah.
Now he's
So I
probably
would
come down a
say probably me and Father Pat running guard. Well, keeping Overwatch to make
Okay.
sure nothing goes
Switching
crazy.
things.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
I still can't get over that Fabio on the end is Father Pat.
Yeah, it always gives me this.
That was Father Pat when he first signed up for this.
Contradictions.
Yes.
It just gives me
What I
this
mentioned,
dissonance.
and
Hang
what-
on.
Yeah. And
He just hasn't updated his ID card for everyone.
And
Yeah.
whoever's going to be asking the questions is going to get basically round by round guidance spells.
Seiko will probably ask the questions.
I'm happy to ask.
Yeah, you'll get
But
extra D4 on each one.
Dracnomir is probably the person who will know the best questions to ask.
Yeah,
And Calcrix will do whatever
I can
intimidation
do
or
guidance on
extra things
all
she can
three
do.
of you.
Where are you conducting this interrogation?
On the mountainside, I believe.
No,
Yeah.
No,
What would be the
we should probably
skill?
find somewhere where we can set up camp.
persuasion.
Persuasion? Sweet. I have rank 4 in persuasion.
Okay.
I cannot, which means I cannot roll less than a 10.
Or
Dracula will certainly get scouting ahead, continuing further up the mountainside, or at the mountain top.
I cannot roll
whether
lower
it's
than a 10.
How
Yeah,
long
well,
can I
they're
grapple
almost
this
definitely going to be the
guy
same.
Pretty much indefinitely, unless he struggles.
for? Okay.
Intelligence is my
He's
preference.
currently not
Yeah.
struggling.
Insight would also.
You also currently have a fork in the path that heads off in two different directions. One heading northeast and one heading northwest.
I think we should set up to rest. Like not necessarily a big rest, but just gather here, guard this guy, make sure he doesn't go anywhere, and ask him questions before someone comes for him, or before he escapes, or before reinforcements come just all together. So, the telepathic bond is still up. I will make that suggestion to the group as a whole, because he may be able to give us information. And I'm pretty sure that if he can't, or if he's too irascible, Dracula will have a very happy time in making sure that his life is very much over very quickly.
Oh, I'm angry too.
Dracula is up at the fork in the path examining to see which one is the one we're going to do. He is specifically not getting close to a follower of Atruaghin to kill him instantly.
Okay.
Yep, but we can still use you as a reference.
Can you give us any details through the telepathic bond about the questions that might be best to ask to get the best intel that we can, since we've got one of the leaders here? I don't know, were they waiting for us, how long, that kind of stuff.
I mean, I've made my character so that almost anything's okay.
It's not like Robert Trust anything come out of his mouth.
No, that's what truth tellers for, and that's what Seika's for.
Yes, Seika's
Okay.
pretty good at interrogation.
So, from Dracula's perspective, you know the followers of Ansat Teotl can bypass truth telling.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Well, we didn't know that.
Mine's not magic based.
I know.
But
That's
they
why
can,
it's
they
good.
can probably still get around at least some of it.
Yeah. Not when I stack. Well, it would be very hard when I stack my stuff up.
Yeah, but people like you is what that sort of thing is for, because Ansat Teotl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Is
before.
But you've
is
got the
it
best
worthwhile
chance.
questioning him at all?
You
then?
can question him, just that you can't trust his answers.
Okay, before we do anything else, I need to set up interrogation before we even think about the characters. So, tricky interrogation. Can you do a deception check versus my deception check? I didn't roll that well, but
I have one word for you, fortunate feat. No, 2 words.
that should have been a d6 instead. 12 plus 4, 22.
He beat you.
Damn it. As I said, I rolled a 9.
It's okay, it was close.
Okay. So, can I ask my questions?
You can ask as many questions as you like.
using my insight.
You can
Appear
try.
to be useful.
With. Oh, I know.
I presume Zone of Truth doesn't have it.
Well,
No.
you could, but
Well, I could
You
cast
can
it
cast
just
it.
in case.
You can cast it just in case. I believe you can do it as a ritual.
insight.
So do I have to roll?
No, I mean if you do it as a ritual, you roll. Otherwise, you don't have to roll if you use it as a spell slot.
Okay.
So
I'll do it as a ritual.
Oh, did you give me guidance?
Yes. And
So would that have made me a D8?
No, it's an extra D4.
Yeah, but I've already got an expertise dice. So I have a
just
D6.
it's an extra D4 on top of that.
Okay.
Guidance is just a flat D4.
So 23.
Yeah. It doesn't count.
Still
as
doesn't
an
beat him?
Yeah, it
Still
doesn't
doesn't
count
beat
as
him.
an
Really
expertise
gotta
dice,
take
which means
these.
if you cap out an expertise dice, guidance is still useful.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
and
not
that's-
down. It's not a ritual, so not yet anyway.
Okay, so spell slot?
Spell
What do
slot.
you
So
use,
a
right?
second level spell.
What do I want to use? Investigation.
You have plenty of those. You haven't used any
I
yet.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, cool.
Okay.
So I don't have to roll then?
No, you don't have to roll. He rolls against your DC.
Because I'm struggling to
investigation.
read right now.
So I can keep an eye out for things. And perception.
And you know he made the saving throw.
Okay, so, is there any way I could? Oh, that's a shame.
My choice of skill I'm using for every question. Would this come under deciphering or gathering rumors?
No.
Okay, so I want to use insight, which means I don't have a d6 on it, but I have advantage. But you're hitting me with
With an
guidance.
extra D4.
I was gonna say I've got guidance as well. I've got
Yeah,
enhance ability.
Yeah, guidance doesn't stack though.
I could enhance you.
That's an interesting thought.
I'd be using intelligence. You can. I think enhance only gives me advantage, and I've already got advantage.
I believe it does, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be that it gives you
It's not a
pluses,
stat
but
boost.
it's.
It's not a stat boost anymore. Yeah.
What's your question?
Drachna, what's my question?
Oh, he doesn't want anything to do with this, I think.
It's not worth asking questions because they're all lies.
I don't know. He might give some surprising truths.
Why the hell did you attack us?
Well, yeah, that's one.
Because I
Okay.
was told to.
And my.
Okay, so Dorothy?
I'm either looking at sense motives or reading emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want me to pick one or
What would you like to try to do?
sense motive?
Okay.
Can Calcrix be watching this very, very closely?
You can be watching this very closely as well.
For deception and insight. Or
21.
either or, if I can't have both.
Not rolling that great at the moment.
Hard to tell what the motive is, and he says, yes, that's it.
Oh dear.
Why the hell did you attack us? Yes, that's it.
Yes.
The hell.
I
You
have
put a modifier in
suggested
there.
question.
Change the question.
Who were you waiting for?
Good.
Because if they were waiting for us specifically, or were you waiting for us specifically?
Were you waiting for us specifically? Reading emotions this
Okay.
time.
Do I have anything from?
Woo!
He seems to be very hard to read as you're looking at him.
Okay. I presume he's not
What
worried about
was I
the
asking?
dragon.
What did I ask? Who were
He
you
doesn't
waiting
appear
for?
to be worried.
Who the hell were you waiting for? And he said exactly.
No, this time it was who are you waiting for? 28.
You don't pick up any emotion from him whatsoever. He doesn't even appear to be afraid or upset or excited or angry. And he says, why you, of course. Just a damn shame we didn't get your circus. But then again, we might be.
So not just placed, but briefed.
Why are you attacking? Why are you after me?
He says, why not?
Because you deserve it.
Sense motive this time.
With the D4.
Yeah, I've already got that. 21.
You're not picking up a motive from him. This is the coldest you've ever had anyone. You're not even getting a sense of being baited.
Is he
or
answering me at all?
He did answer you.
So why were you waiting for me?
He said, why not?
Oh yeah.
If he started this by casting calm emotion on himself,
Yeah, this is stuffing me up.
or something similar.
How did you know I was coming?
Look, just before we keep going here, what about a dispel magic on him?
I mean,
Would you like to try dispel magic?
I don't think it could do any harm. What? We
There you
fail.
go.
We fail. We don't dispel any charms or things that he's cast on himself.
Okay, roll a d20 as you cast a dispel magic.
Because it's resisted.
Oh no, it will be higher than the level she casts it at.
Yeah.
I will use my fortunate feat.
If you're going to do that, I will also do.
You don't need to use the
Righteous
fortunate until after you roll.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
it's only to fix
Well,
a bad roll.
my intention is...
So if you roll really well, say a natural 20, and you call your fortunate
Yeah.
feat, then you generally roll.
I'm,
Yeah, is
I'm
this an attribute check?
not expecting to.
This is a caster check.
Right, so it doesn't count for guidance.
It's basically,
Okay,
the spell
that's not
magic
too bad.
has the caster check to see
Yeah.
if it does higher level spells.
Yeah.
So 19.
And it would be adding,
Leaning on it.
I believe you add your proficiency plus your stat to your caster check.
So is that up?
So, well, add your arcana to it. I think that would be plus 10,
Because
maybe.
I would prefer to add-
Oh, what am I doing? I can't roll less than a 10.
Oh, no, I can do... Okay, so that makes it...
It's your character sheet.
Okay, remember that. I can't roll less than a 10.
34.
Okay, yes, you
Very important.
successfully dispel the magic on him as he shimmers and fades from view.
Isn't it from
So he's not there.
So that would have
You
made
think he
me-
was also a summoned
Deception.
creature.
Oh, okay. Oops.
As Seeker can hear some laughter in the background as he fades away.
Halkris is tempted to say, "Eat, get him back!"
You soon to even do that?
Okay, can I just ask?
I don't know, I'm 12.
Deception.
I might say that.
That's true.
You're about 20 plus, I think it was about,
Look, we can't trust anything he's going to say.
I would have made it
anyway.
about 24,
That's very true.
25 deception check.
Mm.
Would that have beat him?
No, it wouldn't have been.
Okay.
It was still a couple of points too low.
So
And-
the mistake of forgetting wouldn't have
And-
done anything.
As you talking to him, you see Karakrit's cast a dispel magic on him, and he gets dispelled.
Do I know anything about?
It means he was a summoned
They were all
being.
summoned.
Yeah.
And you could hear his laughter, and it was the laughter of Anzantiotl.
But then if there
You were
was-
talking to Anzantiotl himself.
Yes, so we would
That's
never
why
have
no
won.
emotion.
Yeah.
Fun.
But Calbrix wants to know if they were summoned representatives of Exandiotl. How did they kill any of them?
Because he
they
didn't
weren't
care
really
about the
here to-
beings he was bringing
Yeah.
into place.
The other one is summoned creatures don't actually die usually.
Mm.
You just take them down to 0 and they go back to where they were summoned from.
But these ones all fell over until the end of the battle.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, it's Antiotl. He
This
doesn't care that
tells
much.
me something else then.
Mm. It means he's a bastard.
Does this mean, and Calbrix is saying this out loud,
Okay.
if in theory certain creatures could kill stuff on their
I forgot I have a
home
decent
plane,
cantrip for dark.
even though they're on this plane, that next time around we should be doing that? Or does that mean we'd be killing a bunch of innocent creatures that have been
Yeah.
enslaved to Exantiotl, and sending them back to the home plane is the best thing that we could have done?
It's probably that one. More.
From
Um,
Dragnamir's perspective, if that would help for Jeremy,
Yeah.
Anzantiotl can't corrupt anyone who doesn't use it.
The other thing
I
is
don't understand.
there is
Basically,
no
they
such
have to
thing
do
as
s-
an innocent.
They have to do something wrong for him to take them.
Yeah, if they're serving its Antiotl, they are actually serving its Antiotl.
So as far as Drachnum is concerned, option A, because that would wipe them out of existence?
Okay.
The other thing is, if you send them back to their home plane rather than kill them, he's just going to send them back.
No,
back with us.
so Calcrix is asking people
Yeah,
if there was a way to kill them on their home plane,
but
would
if
that be the better way to approach this?
but if their home plane is here, that's exactly what's just happened.
Well, let's just say their home plane probably wasn't here.
If they fell over and lasted to the end of the battle, they weren't just summoned.
Okay.
They were brought here. And
If it was like a
whatever.
familiar or a summoned
'Cause-
creature, they would
Yeah.
disperse as soon as they
Yeah.
hit 0.
That's right.
Because
So there's something else is going on.
Calcrix isn't entirely sure of this, but she knows Drachnuma knows a lot about that. Do we still have telepathic bond?
Yes.
Mhm.
She's like
lost it now.
poking at Draknima and going, "Is that true?"
Hey, yep. If take your role as a great corruptor, but you've got to accept the corruption.
Yep.
So killing them here, because they fell over here, they came from this plane.
Yep.
Is
Basically.
Is that what he does?
He will do whatever screws people up the most.
Through telepathy.
Obviously, truly here.
Mm.
Okay, all right, that's what I wanted to know. But
Yep.
he wasn't truly here.
He was present through that one being,
Through.
but he was probably watching it through all of the eyes just for the fun of it,
Okay.
because he's an ass.
At the beginning
I
of
have
this.
a question when I do my nightly shrine thing, but I'm gonna wait for my nightly shrine.
While you guys figure out what you're doing next, I'm going to duck to the
I'm gonna catch up to Draknima.
At the beginning of that discussion, you guys heard in the telepathic bond,
Mm-hmm.
give me 10 minutes, and I disappeared down the cliff for a bit.
Okay, yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
And
wait.
I'm doing ascending ritual.
Yep.
And you might have seen, like, this black furry thing that was around my neck
Right.
perk up. And, like, I'm trying to hide from you guys, but if you do find me, I'm sitting there patting Kage while I'm doing my ascending ritual.
Because were you doing your what ritual?
I'm doing ascending ritual.
Okay.
Yes.
He just threatened my circus.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So they
no, we
have to know-
definitely let you warn your peoples. Does anyone else have to warn their peoples?
Not in my case. They know.
And what about Nani's peoples?
My people, they generally know what I'm out doing, and they know that I am out protecting them. So, whatever fate may be, if should I fail, they are relying on me to fix it. It's not anything that I have to. I don't have anybody that I'm necessarily close to that I need to tell.
Not even your unrequited love.
No, because he's off on an adventure and I can't reach him
Yeah.
to the far west, and so I don't know where he is.
You've got a bowl on the bench if you get hungry.
I'll grab that on the way. Yes.
Yeah.
So as far
once,
as and like that's how Lonnie kind of has to operate. As far as she knows, he may be dead. Don't know. Not
I
sure.
guess if nobody's got to go and outside of Seka, just catch up to Draknima and go from there.
Disappeared down the cliff a bit to do ascending ritual.
Mm-hmm.
From the top of the
We're at-
trail where we were, is there anything more that we can see past them?
Okay, you can see that the one heading northeast seems to have heavy traffic, including mounts
Right.
going in both directions.
Yep.
The one heading northwest doesn't seem to have any traffic at all.
Before we embarked on this, we were particularly heading in one direction, weren't we?
North.
We were following the open path. I don't know if you in case I've got two directions.
Okay, so at the top of the cliff there's two paths. One heading
Northwest, and one heading northeast.
Before we came across these guys, weren't we going to like a town?
yes. Yes,
And,
we are heading to
talk to because our original quest outside of Ex-Antiochal deciding to give us a little fun playtime was to go and talk to the Shadow Lord and Lady of Vengeance and mediate a resolution.
Shadrak told us to go to Garen.
So
Garen,
I would say Garen is
Northwest and what?
probably, and I confirm this with
He's traveled
our tracking survivalist expert, the one where all the mounts and the people are heading towards. 'Cause, like, don't traders and that go towards the town.
You think? Based off of the maps and things that we know.
There is also supposed to be bandits in these mountains though, and they're not supposed to be aligned with anyone.
I was
We might
assuming
have killed
these
a
were the
whole
big
bunch of them. There may be a statistical drop in robberies and
I mean-
muggings and so on.
Surely the chaos and stuff between Wendar and the Lady of Vengeance would be of advantage to Azanthiodal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it could be that the bandits were his.
Thank you. Yes. In terms of opinions as to which fork we should go down towards to get to northeast, well traveled seems.
I guess based off of the maps and things we know.
I'm feeling that both paths go off into the distance. What we see beyond this stage.
Now both seem to be curving around different parts of a mountain peak in different directions.
So potentially they'll both go to the same place to mountain side. Okay?
That's as far as you can surmise, yes.
Yep.
We'll do have to paint some of these numbers.
Well, exactly. It's probably keen to go the well-travelled pathway because, hey,
Yep.
if the people we just fought were representatives of the locals, that means there's possibly more accurate ways to actually eliminate going up the forward pathway. Of course, if we go the other one, then you're much more likely to get around to without being noticed or seen.
Yep.
Well, we want to kind of be seen because we want to go to that township and talk to the guy in charge.
Let me know when my ritual completes.
Is it a 10-minute ritual? Which means they have plenty of time to discuss as your spell goes off.
How do I roll?
It
Or
will-
again? It also started when they started talking about all the rest. Basically, as soon as he faded away,
It's 10 plus double the cast level.
Yep.
Yeah.
so that would be 16. And what
Can
am I
you
using?
cast no,
I am
you
not a
can't cast
caster.
spell, so that means it will be 19, DC 19. Because it's
With
it's
what?
harder if you're not a ritual spellcaster.
no, it's harder if she's not an actual spellcaster
not
who
a
can
caster.
cast it at that level.
With what?
It would be a
Arcana generally.
could be religion as well, based on belief.
Yeah, it depends on where do you
I
get
don't
the
have
spell-
proficiency in either of them.
where do you get the rituals from?
I've been taught them
By who?
by,
Was it an arcane caster or
it was
a divine
Satoshi. Satoshi is a bard.
caster? Arcane. So Arcana. Or history actually, given a bard.
Don't have that either.
Occult.
Well, that's not
Maybe you need to take after long and just have proficiency in everything.
yeah.
I could do it as performance.
That
And try
be valid.
performance.
That would be valid for a bard. As a backup to history.
What does
The
this
spellcaster.
performance look like?
That's a point. You're going to have to dance it
No.
or sing it.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
Could actually have to mime it.
I have
That would be frightening.
I would be telling myself a story.
Yes.
I have expertise with
Performance.
speaking. So I have advantage and a D4. Excellent.
So you can perform the arcane chant
Yes.
rather than casting the arcane chant. Valid for
I
ritual.
was hoping for a dance.
You guys are not watching me.
Interpretive dance is just so cool.
I imagine things.
Yes.
That was still my favourite bard, the bard that did interpretive dance as his inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And considering it's a story, am I using charisma or can I use intelligence? Because I'm remembering a story.
But
Either.
you're telling it properly. Pick one.
Intelligence, always. Charisma's
Yeah.
+3. So that's 22, 25.
Okay, so yes, you do manage to get it off.
Cool. What I say is, just attacked by Azanthiodal. The interrogation included a threat against you, checking in and suggesting some focus on information about him.
Busy
And it's
right
two
now,
Satoshi.
dealing with an attack.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, that.
Seems to be shadow elves.
Hey. Which implies blood elves in this case.
Well, elves of shadow.
Elves of. Oh. Okay,
Just because they can say it round the wrong way doesn't mean that it gets misconstrued all the time.
that's true.
And there's no wonder shadow elves get a bad rep when they're literally elves of shadow.
Especially since I half the time I walk around with one.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say elves of shadow or shadow elves?
He says shadow elves because
That's
most
a
people don't
point.
make the distinction.
If I've got my shadow elf out, can Seika use it for a shadow cover?
Possibly.
Except, how tall is Seika?
I mean, elf.
Well,
like
actually, the
6,
shadow elf
7?
is not me
Mm-hmm.
necessarily. So my
7
shadow
foot.
elf is probably bigger than me.
I'm 7 foot.
Yeah, which means you could stand in it.
We were discussing this and we never actually
I
asked
know.
if we could do it.
Yeah,
You should be able to do it.
yeah. As long as I tell the shadow to match her movements, you've then got shadow to use as cover.
Speaking of shadows,
And if
Yeah.
I start a turn in
Dracula
shadow,
now has a shadow.
no matter what I do, I remain in shadow.
You're Dracula shadow?
That's one of my feats.
Yeah, which means you walk around.
I'm peering at
It'll
the
then
pathway.
follow where you're going. So you
And I'm
become,
always hidden.
you then become a walking shadow. Okay.
Well, it's perfect with the damage you did to Dracula.
She's hoping you're okay. You probably won't let her heal you,
Yeah.
but
Because
Eep
you're
is
concealed
insistently
in shadow,
waving
you're
a
hard to
cookie
shoot.
at you.
I get a lot of
Saying,
of
"Death to the
advantages, and that
infidels!"
was part of my problem there.
Yeah.
As in
Was I
exactly.
couldn't get shadow.
Yeah. So if I've got my shadow elf out, very useful.
Excellent. Note for future.
Yes.
That's like extra cookies.
Okay, as soon as the sending's finished and I hear shadow elves, I walk back up and go to Luell. Would you guys be attacking my guys for any reason?
As in shadow elves or elves?
Satoshi just told me that shadow elves are attacking them.
Your sister, your older
say,
sister would attack anyone.
But she's
yes.
still...
In general, no.
Is she?
Has it been a month?
Yes.
Oh.
She may be angry.
Why
My
maybe?
sister is available to the world. Remember, it's been about a month, and she would attack anything.
Could you find out for me?
Not without contacting her directly. Actually, as I can. Give me a couple of moments.
Awesome.
I'm going to go off on the other side of a tree or something similar and pull out something reflective, very easy. My family mug for a start, polished, shiny, and talk to Raphael. Or one of his servitors, but
Yeah. I'm not entirely trusting that they're
Yeah.
shadow elves because it's as Antiotle, like
Yeah.
he can do shit.
but
But
yes. I should get a contact because this thing is basically automatic.
So yes, you find yourself with a metallic-looking face in the reflection.
this
Good
is your
morning.
patron, right?
This is a servitor of my patron. Yeah, because I've got a direct phone line to him, basically.
And you hear it goes, "Greeting, minion!"
Banana.
Greeting, fellow minion.
What do you desire?
Information. Is there presently any shadow elves attacking a group called the Circus?
The
What's the actual circus name?
Hoshi Monogatari.
I
But it's
give
probably
that.
not entirely right. But
It says processing. You wait about a minute or so, then he gets back saying, currently there are no affiliated shadow elves attacking a circus of any kind.
Thank you for that information.
Though there is one rather angry sister currently beating up demons in the underground.
Well, at least she's being productive.
It pities the demons.
Well, that's fair because she's not going to be quick, is she?
Isn't there an influx of demons lately?
Yeah,
There
in
is.
the underworld. She's helping with that.
Oh. Wait, helping who though?
She's helping herself get out. That's where I sent her. She's not cleaning them out, but she's going to make a hell of a mess of them. Hopefully she goes through the king on the way through. Well, thank you for your information.
Always happy to serve a fellow minion. As it fades away.
Yes. I pour some spiced mead in my mug and walk back over to Seika. It's almost definitely blood elves.
Cool. I will relay
Yeah.
that to Satoshi later.
Yep, they're not of my people.
Thank you very much. Just wanted to check.
Hmm.
What was the name of the person you contacted?
Raphael. Rafiel.
God of technology.
And not one she'd know the name of unless I...
No.
I haven't mentioned the name, haven't I?
No. I'm just for notes.
Yes.
Not for,
No.
Not for
Yeah.
Seika.
So Seika hasn't heard the name.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to heal before we continue on?
How long was the battle? I mean, it was less than a
wasn't
minute.
The battle was about 30 to 40 seconds long, roughly.
Mm-hmm. We made a
Yes,
hell of a mess really freaking quickly.
Yeah.
And we've had at least 10 minutes, probably about possibly half an hour post-battle.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of adventuring time.
Well, we've got plenty of time. The other thing is, if I heal, then we do a short rest, and I'll get that cast ability back. I don't know if you recover by short rest. Sorry,
I
your
You
wizard.
can use your hit dice.
I was gonna
The
say.
breath weapon also
Yeah.
recovers every short rest.
I was gonna
That's all
say
very
for
useful.
short rest. I think
Yeah.
I was down a couple hit points, wasn't
Yeah,
I?
you'll
I
get.
can also
you'll get
do
some back.
a seed bomb, which will heal everybody by.
Very useful.
Look, a short rest would give me back
1d6
some stuff.
Yeah.
for each slot above second, and
Yep.
I can, if we have a short rest to recover some of my spell slots, I can do that.
There's nowhere I can see that's total darkness, right?
Well, there is a shadow.
Would that be considered total darkness?
I've got the shadow out. Stand in it. That's total darkness.
It has absolutely no light in it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It
So I
is-
can short rest in total
Oh,
darkness?
right.
Mhm.
So
I would have to get it to sit. Well, I'll tell it to match your movements, so you can lie down
Sweet.
or sit down.
anybody that wants
whatever.
to,
Mm-hmm.
the affected creatures take no
Actually, I
damage.
can as well.
When
Yeah.
they get hit by my coffee seed bomb, they
Nice.
regain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
Yep.
It's not a lot, but it's something.
Hey, it's there.
Look, all I
Oh,
need
good.
For 4
is...
points. 3
Yeah.
points. 4 points.
Literally, all I need is
Points,
8
yeah.
hit points.
Yeah. Well, you'll
So,
get it.
I think I can take your short rest.
I think we
Yeah.
should,
Short rest is the
at
best
the
idea.
fork
right
in the
at moment.
road.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You never know, while we're having our short rest, someone might come along and tell us which direction each one
That would, give
places.
us, that would give us back our 10 hit points, wouldn't it?
Yes, your temporary hit points come back
So,
because they
I was gonna say, between
recover
all
at
of
the
that-
beginning of each short or long rest,
We should all recover fully.
and I get.
I get
more
exertion
than
points
And you will
back.
get your exertion points back.
I get my
You can
bonus
spend
actions
hit
back.
dice if you wish to.
Because I did
Yep.
use those last time. I remember that. Yeah.
that. Yeah, if you are down hit points.
'Cause I used
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at my lowered max because I did a ritual, but that's it.
Yes. And if you've got
how do you
the
do the hit point one again?
cast requirement for
What was that?
a restoration,
Something to do with hit points.
At the very least,
I
I've
can
got
fix it.
post-its.
You can spend hit dice to recover
But you
hit
could,
points.
but, like,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
don't need.
And you,
considering in that battle,
you
I
have
took-
12 of them.
No,
And for you, each hit dice is a d12, so that's how much you can get back.
Okay. And when do you recover the hit dice?
You recover
every
6
long
hit
rest.
dice every long rest.
Yeah.
Right. Alright.
So often it's particularly when you've got someone like me, it's probably better
I'm
if
back
I
up to my full
cast
hit
a cure
dice.
on you
Yeah.
because I'll get it back.
But
from
no, your
the-
hit
from the
dice won't
short
have
rest.
recovered.
Okay.
Hit dice only come back at a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So
Well,
what's the 3?
does Dracula count as
Additional
small
three
by unworked
dice.
earth? Or is that mean you have to be underground or something?
I've gotten 2 people
if you're
talking at
off the
once.
road, then yes.
just a moment.
So what was your question?
With the short rest entropy. So it's similar to what?
Yes, you can. When you spend a hit dice, you can spend. You roll more dice when you get that healing back, by the cost of spending one, I think you get 2 or 3.
Alright.
I was happy to let someone help heal me.
Yep, I will.
For now?
I will do a cure on you to save you using up your hit dice.
Drachnima was asking about Earth.
Yeah, there's enough earth for you to get the bonus for resting on earth.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's enough. Yep.
that's all I needed. I just needed to get back to full.
It is a mountain terrain, so it's definitely earth.
Yep.
Yeah, it was more, it talks about being surrounded by unworked earth, so I didn't know if that means you're actually underground or not. But
Calcrix
Yeah.
at
well, that
the
might
current
be worth it.
I would say as long as
So-
there isn't any within reach, you should be fine.
Calcrix at a current size
Hmm.
goes over to the side of the road, sticks a big claw in, digs out a big ditch of earth, and goes, "You could lay in there."
That's now worked though.
Well, no,
You
it's
worked
just
it-
claws.
Yeah, you worked it. You worked on it.
Well,
The
considering I
fact that you
could,
didn't use tools doesn't matter. You
considering I
worked
could
it.
rest
What if I
in
roll in the
Llewell's
dirt?
shadow,
Yes.
I feel like if Drachnima is sitting on Earth for
Yeah. As long as it's.
Yeah, I was expecting it, but it's just the fact that it's
Yeah.
surrounded by,
Yeah.
or in or surrounded by. I thought I'll just double check that it has to be all around you, or just, hey, as far as you can see, it's unworked earth.
What about a dragon dirt angel?
That still worked. Yeah.
Oh, you're spoiling all the fun.
Yeah, I know, but it'd be great for a dragon.
This is, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, actually,
She
that
wants to be
no.
helpful.
No, no,
Oh,
but that
well, under the
would work.
sky, you get the bonus as well.
Yes.
You get
Bonuses.
for every hit die you spend, you
Yep.
can recover 3 additional hit dice worth.
I think Newell did a cure wounds on me.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you need to, just because we're under
Yeah.
open sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, me using all my spell points up on cure spells means you're not using up your hit points. Yeah,
Yes.
hit dice.
I mean, I just lost 1. I'm down to 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, for you as well,
Okay, you
with
go.
your 3rd tier.
Lonnie only had a few
Yeah,
down.
open sky.
I
Yeah,
think it was 8 in total.
I think
Pretty
so.
robust.
Yeah.
Look, I wasn't a lot down, but that was enough to
So Dracula got that 41 of the 58 that he was down,
Hmm.
using 2 dice.
plus 4.
If you're down a lot, which you obviously
So
are,
you're
which I noticed,
15 from
I will
your
smack you with a
ritual
cat
having
out
come
heal.
back.
No, I've got my current max at 96.
Yeah.
Drachnima, it's not much, but you get your proficiency bonus from Calcrix's seed bomb.
No, I remembered that.
Yeah. So 4 from that.
96 plus the
And,
11, so 107.
I have sufficient spell points available to. What have I done there? Was that?
Not
I
96 plus
I
the
can do a
15.
level
That would be
5
111, you
cast
said?
spell.
Yeah, 111 is my.
How many d8s have you
So-
got?
I've got tons.
I mean, for Drachnima.
So he's got 10 left out of the 12.
Of the heal.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to do it level 1. Because
He's got 10 hit dice left after using 2.
So,
yeah, but what I was saying is, this is what I was saying before. If I heal you first, it reduces the number of hit dice you're having to use. I've got the spell points for this. And I get them back from a short rest.
How much healing are you doing it?
Okay, how many hit points are you down? Not how many dice did you use, how many hit points?
He was originally down 58 damage, he's
Right, that's
87 hit points.
okay. That's what I thought it was, because that's why I was going to do a maxed out heal on you.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do that because you've still got a bunch to heal. But I do get some pretty chunky bonuses on this one. So,
I need to remember I have some good poison.
I was going to say, Lani just shoots things. She doesn't heal things. You should
I
use
need
a
a
stick.
No, I need heals and
That's
medicine and
right.
stuff. So like, if someone needs me to bandage them up, I can. But at the
I
same
also
time-
have medicinal salves,
I
so
also
if you
use
expend
it.
hit dice, I can give you
But when you
bonus.
hit someone with it,
Yeah.
have a
heals.
surgeon.
Oh yeah, no, I've been wanting this. So there's in one of the podcasts I listen to, they have a healing rock. So it's literally you just take a rock and hit somebody. So if you give me a healing stick, I'm fully for this.
Well, I've given one of the other players a healing necromancy book. Every time they hit someone with it, they can heal them.
From what? Where do they get the
Wow. I'm like, who's that? Oh yeah.
I just gotta hit you. I just gotta hit you with the evil book. You like this, don't you? You like this. You like this.
I would like a healing stick.
I can heal myself, thank you very much.
Oh, I forgot. Caprice has got an immovable rod, but I don't think that's like a healing stick.
No, it's a little bit more like the arrow that was in Sega's side.
Well, no, because it wouldn't bring me back.
Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to move.
Or
I could rip it out of
you would
myself.
rip yourself off of it as you moved.
Oh,
I do also have a charm to make an immovable rod.
that has interesting thoughts.
So, while we're resting here, and I
Yes.
suppose any strangers come along and
Dracomir,
offer us advice.
40.
So I thought he.
40 hit points back.
So fully back.
Okay. Well, like I said, you only need one hit dice, and
Yep. That's what I was aiming for. Minimize the number of hit points hit dice you have to expend
So he's
on
got
that.
more to spend for other things.
More to spend on other things.
Okay,
That's
so-
right.
While resting, Lani does hear a voice.
Okay. Alrighty. What's up? What's this voice? I'm just gonna listen.
Let's see if you recognize who it is. Give me an intelligence roll.
I've still got stuff on.
Intelligence roll?
You're asking Lani for an intelligence roll?
I know, that's like the one thing you don't ask Lonnie for.
I feel like this
I
is
can give you
unfair.
guidance.
Lonnie's kind of just doing her own thing while everybody else is like buzzing about, so it makes
Yeah.
sense that she doesn't have it.
Doing medical stuff.
15.
15, that's pretty good.
That's
You
not
do
bad.
recognize the voice.
Who?
You believe it's Thanatos.
Okay.
That explains the echo.
Alrighty. Yeah.
And as you answered him, you find that you're now sort of sitting in a blank room with no light.
Oh.
I'm just gonna listen. I'm just listening. Whatever's happening.
Says, welcome, minion.
Hello.
Minion. I feel like this is. I should have bought bananas for today.
Banana? Okay. Okay. So I'll just say hello, and then I'm just listening. I am not affirming one way or another. I am just listening. Because I already know I'm in subject to him. I know I am his minion, so I'm just like, yep.
Have you got anything to report?
I will report that seems that Accentuato is up to some nonsense, and we just had to fight a whole bunch of summon minions from him. I'm sure you know God things. He's up to God things.
He would appreciate it if you could mess up his plans.
On it. I got the best people for that. I'm already not a fan of him, so I am fully on board.
You're already allied with a guy who, as soon as he comes anywhere near Exandiol people of any sort, goes into kill mode.
Yes. And you gone, hi, I will be a loyal and obedient minion.
Yes. It's like, as you wish.
on the plus side, he does go into most efficient kill mode.
Yeah.
He does say
He doesn't use his bow.
He also adds that if you go east, you'll come across a dragon.
Okay.
If you go west, you'll come across a giant.
Ooh.
Dragon.
And one of those will support you better in the quest than the others.
The dragon is the Lady of Vengeance.
I was gonna
Possibly.
say
Or the Shadow Lord.
Lonnie was already partially expecting to come across a dragon based off what Calcrix has shared. But coming across a giant that's based off of things that Redrin has shared in the past, I'm guessing? Just with
Redrin has shared that the giants have access to things that you may need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have collective memories as well, which means they can know a lot of things very quickly.
Much like the dragons.
That's
Dragons can
that's
be
a good
born
point.
with the memories of their parents.
I'll ask. Is it possible to double back and come across both? So like go see one and
Each will change your path.
okay, that does make sense. So it's like
One will aid you now, one will aid you in the coming battle.
I think we need the order. Although, from his perspective as a god, depends on what his motive is, now or later.
Well, his is the total destruction of all life.
He's
But he doesn't need to have it happen now.
yeah, he's one to play the long game.
Yeah.
And if anything, he knows how to mess up Anzac Teotta more than anyone else because he taught him.
Interesting then that he hasn't given you a direct path.
Yeah, he's given me a choice of
In most cases, they cannot tell you what to do.
yeah,
They can only give you options.
yeah,
Sometimes they can give you really horrible options.
yeah.
Sometimes none of the options are good.
And if Anzac Teotta gives you options, every option's bad.
Well,
Yes.
you can always bring this information back to the group.
Yeah, that's my thought is that that will definitely affect our fate either way, and so I will have to discuss this with my party, because ultimately it helps with the limited goal you just gave me of messing up accidental plans, while also having to keep in mind our combined goals.
Aren't three of us especially anti-Exantiote?
I am now.
That's what I mean. At least three of us are.
No, everybody,
Specifically.
yeah, everybody should be. But yes,
Well, considering the
is-
Blood
is-
Elves are as Antiotal.
our various
Because I'm trying to think of
affinities
what I could
and
ask
so on
him,
point
because
us in
ultimately
particular ways,
his goal is destruction,
Mm-hmm.
but he's fine for the long-term destruction.
Mhm.
Well, he wants everything to die before he finishes and turns out the light.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to leave anyone playing in the field while he turns out the light.
Yeah.
exactly.
He's a good god about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's patient. He wants entropy to happen.
he
He
wants.
wants entropy to happen without it being
Is
pushed.
that what all gods want? Entropy gods?
The entropy gods all have different things. Anzac Teotta wants people to destroy themselves.
What's my god's goal?
He wants to burn it all down.
As a
Some of the other
knowledge
ones are
god,
willing
it's
to wait.
more about enlightening people.
Mm.
People getting a deeper understanding of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Whereas
so it's not about necessarily spreading information, more about learning about myself.
Well, you spread things by learning is also part of it as well.
Is ultimately the battle to come is with the master.
So you're not fighting the master.
I'm not fighting the master. Okay.
Do you know who you're fighting?
Who I was gonna say then, who will I be fighting?
You'll be fighting his minions.
You're correct. Yes, thank you for that. That's where
It
you
takes
kind
a quester to fight a quester.
makes sense. Yes. Okay. I don't know.
Wait a minute. I can't hear this conversation, but
No.
my God, what you just said just then.
Yes.
No,
It
it
takes a quester to fight.
no.
a
That's
quester.
something Lonnie will share later. Okay. Well then, I will go forth with your wish of messing up Accentional's plans as much as possible.
Surely we
And
deserve
I will ponder
And
the options you have set before me. It is the best I can say. AKA, I'm going to go talk to my friends.
And then you sort of blink and you're there sitting amongst the others.
That was quick.
And I'm just like, this is the most casual conversation that I've had with him. I'm very concerned. I'm like,
So you're high enough level, you're a friend,
that's where I'm just like,
not a minion.
No, you said welcome.
respected minion
Yes,
is my goal. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's valid. Valid.
I want a minion where he knows my name. That's the level of respect I'm going for.
He's used your name in the past.
Exactly, he
He
has.
called you daughter.
Yes.
At one point.
Yeah, he called me his
Yeah.
child.
That's a point. I should have got the name of that minion. Actually,
Oh, the one that
Fool is
disappeared.
polite. He would have done it. He would have introduced himself and got a name. If
You would have
there
hoped
was
he would have given you a
anybody-
name, but he would not have given you a name.
Yes.
Because it would have been Antiatul talking for him.
No, he
Minion
means the
was
Vortex.
talking
Oh.
Take a
I mean, Raphael's minion.
Oh, Raphael's minion, that one,
Yes.
okay. He would have basically given you a number.
That's still around. I'll remember that. Of course, next time, I'm not going to necessarily use his name or make sure it's him first. Because it's mechanical. They're all going to look the same unless they don't. And I don't know that yet.
Okay, so with
I'll find
that, Lonnie will take just like a really deep breath and just like she doesn't commune with her gods very commonly, and so she's like, "All right, guys, I had a very important conversation. One,
Panic.
Tractor, you're gonna love this. I've been told I'm supposed to help with messing up Accentual's plans, so I was already planning on doing that. That's a fun time. Second,
Oh, that's that.
You're on a mission from God
wait
now.
a minute. Who told you what now?
I spoke to the god I was chosen by.
And you know who that is.
Lonnie doesn't necessarily like saying his name out loud.
Well, that's
I
entirely
don't
valid.
know if I know who that is. You have
You
never
may
mentioned
not.
Thanatos to me.
I don't talk about him very
She never
often.
says his name.
I never
No.
say his
Mainly
name.
because he's the sort of person that if you say his name, you may end up talking to him.
I will
I
hold my hand up like this and draw his symbol on my palm.
I was gonna say, wait,
Okay.
no. Has Seiko seen my scythe?
No.
No, you haven't
she-
turned your
you never
trident
had it
into
as a
a sign.
side.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she'll
It's a
she'll
scythe
just
symbol.
she'll just
It's a
say
cycle,
that
so-
the god that I have been chosen by has spoken with me and gave me full permission to help with messing up Antiatul's plans, and then also he has given me advice in that going east we will come across a He said me. I'm gonna make sure that I'm saying the words he said. Going east, he said that I will come across a dragon. Going west, he said I will come across a giant. This is quite literally a crossroads and a decider of fate.
Mhm.
One will help me now, one will help me later.
Alex tilts her head and goes, whichever direction we choose, I should be at the back of the party. Because they could just mean me. Right? Gods can have that kind of
Could be
sense
right.
of humour.
Could be
Yeah.
right, could be right.
What was,
Um,
yeah.
So, as this is something that is a decider of fate, what is your guys' thoughts on which way you guys wish to go? We kind of already knew what we'd be facing going east, sort of.
My thought,
And you'd also be pointing out to them they can only interact with one.
Yeah, I point out to them that like we don't have we can't do the whole thing where we try to do one thing and then a year later try to do the next quest. It really is like
Pick one.
this is a choice. This is one or the other. No take back teas.
Logicking
Was I hired by
out
Redry?
as
Yeah.
best as I can.
mm,
Yes.
Our current mission is to settle the conflict between Windar and the Lord of Shadows, which seems to be connected to the Lady of Vengeance, who is definitely indeed a dragon. Is the Lady of Vengeance the dragon that we would come across if we were to go to East? It might be. It could be a completely different dragon
yes.
entirely. We have no way of knowing.
Yeah, my guess is it's a different one because we're probably going to end up talking to herself anyway.
Probably
Yeah.
at some point.
But
So-
it would make sense for her to be the one that will help us currently,
Yes.
and the giant to be the one that will help us in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Particularly as Redrian directed us to the giants.
Yes.
So the priority so the
I-
question is our focus on getting the
I would go
Meadell?
I believe Caltrick was in the middle of saying
Sorry.
stuff.
Sorry. Yeah.
Did your god happen
Yep.
to mention what kind of giant you would come across?
I don't
If
ask
it
a
was
lot
a
of.
storm giant, that would mean a whole lot different to
I
say
specifically
a fire
don't
giant.
ask a lot of questions.
Maybe next time might be worth
I'm not.
it.
I'm still testing out how many questions I'm allowed to respectfully ask.
This would expand your questions you can ask by one, at least.
Come on, what's he going to do to you if you ask too many questions?
Just not answer.
I don't do well with feelings of disappointment.
No, fair enough.
Neither do I. I tend to have a soul.
So
But following the logic of that, the answer, I guess, would be if we go east, we're more likely to solve or resolve this current mission. And if we go west, we're more likely to work towards the goal of eventually bringing down the Master.
The Master's minions.
Well...
I will share at the party that it has been shared that only a quester can defeat another quester.
I have been...
But that doesn't mean we can't stop his plans.
Yeah, we can mess him up.
We can mess him up, but we
Calcrix-
can't stop him specifically.
Calcrix kind of pulls out a spear that she kind of borrowed from a place in Yalarum that she's not technically supposed to have, that is said to be the only thing that can kill the Master and can only be held by Calcrix.
Right.
So it implies, as far as she knows, even though she tries not to put all of this stuff in black and white, but it's possibly one of the things that is going to lead to the downfall of the Master. She might be considered a quester, considering at her self-determination day, she said that she has a quest to become a cosmic planar protector, and
So you're going to be...
that
So, like-
might...
So, the statement Calcrix is a quester could be true. It's just in the future.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
say Quester with a lowercase q right at the moment, and an uppercase q at level 21 plus.
Much like ego is the lowercase g instead of the uppercase g for God.
Exactly.
Yes, but
Yeah.
based on future prophecy seeing Yalarum Sultan King guy,
Hmm.
maybe quester with a big Q?
It would make sense for Calcrix.
Yeah.
Like, Lonnie, with all of her now time skills, would think that Calcrix would be a quester.
Well, considering Calcrix
Right.
is also still one of the few people you don't see multiple futures for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I would also not say that.
So, yeah. That said, I guess the question is, do we feel we want to attend to the more immediate mission? Are we failing our immediate mission if we go to see the giant?
All I know is that the same opportunity will not present itself if we double back. It's either choose one or the other now.
let's think about the flow-on effects.
Mm-hmm.
If we go see what we hope is a Lady of Vengeance
Mm.
and solve the issue in Wendar,
Mm-hmm.
there are a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
First, it means the Meadel will settle in Yalarum, which means
Yep.
the Red Arrow are likely to follow, which gives us Yalarum support for the Master's battle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It may not give us individually knowledge and stuff like that that could help us in the battle or against the Master's minions, but overall it will still have an impact. The second thing, it is meeting and helping your sister. And the third thing is based on the fact that Azantiotl attacked us just then, it's probably going to help us stuff up Azantiotl's plans.
Which is
The
great.
fact that I'm assuming Blood Elves are attacked by Circus makes me think that my
The
focus...
Blood Elves are attacking your circus?
Yes.
Yes.
Calcrix
We think it's
didn't-
the Blood Elves.
that didn't go anywhere except out of our discussion. You didn't tell
Oh,
anybody.
yeah. I did ascending. My circus is under attack by Shadow Elves. I checked with Luell. They're not Shadow Elves, so my assumption is Blood Elves.
Yeah.
So it looks like, for some reason, Azantiotl is currently targeting me and my people, I feel driven to follow, to go to...
Calcrix is stopped listening. She's gone to her sending stone, the one that's linked with Mount Dread, and she's just immediately sending a message to see what's happening at Mount Dread. Are the people safe? That's the sending message to the sending stone.
No one seems to be holding the other stone right now.
Someone should be holding that stone at all times.
No one seems to be holding the other stone right now.
Calcrix is now panicking. Because there's very important people there. Does anyone have a way to contact their homes?
I usually rely on Drazzle Mail.
Okay, we don't have Drazzle Mail. Does anyone have ways to confirm to see if all our homes are being attacked right now?
Yes.
I mean, I could, but it's going to take my
No.
going to take me further down. I'll be less useful.
Have sending as a memorized spell.
Can you send to...
I do too.
I can send to... Yeah, but you could use that to various people. Do you know everyone? Because we've been to each other's places.
Yes.
You guys have never actually been.
And you
I've been to the
have...
circus, but we've been to the other
And you have met Calcrix's barista.
Yes.
We're in the waffle.
Yes. So I will talk to them because you're a bit distraught right at the moment.
Oh yeah. Calcrix is really distraught right
I
now.
will speak for you.
At this stage, where we...
She's like stuttering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, start loud now. She's like, my flower,
Yes.
my
Calcrix. Have a cup of
nose.
tea. I will talk to your gnomes.
This is not time for tea, damn it.
This is perfectly time for tea because I'm going to speak to your people for you.
Can you
Tea.
check with your brother and see if he's anywhere near the circus? And could possibly go help them?
That is a distinctly good use for that particular cast. To assuage Calcrix's issues, I will contact the barista
Okay.
first up.
What do you say to him?
Does sending... Do you get an impression of the sender from the spell? I think
Well, you know who you're sending to.
Yeah, I know, but does...
It's your voice, isn't it?
I guess
Yeah,
along the
it's
lines
vocal
of
message. Yeah,
Calcrix's
yeah.
ally.
I...
You
the thing is,
got 25
I know I've
words.
only got 25 words.
I'm counting.
Lul,
Yeah.
Calcrix's ally, is the first way to identify yourself.
It is I, Lowell.
No, don't use all that. Just Lul, Calcrix's ally.
Calcrix's ally.
Yeah. He knows that much.
What is your present situation in regard to blood elves?
No, not just
No.
blood elves. Are you under attack?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, we'll go with that. Nice and simple.
Are you under...
Attack. It's well under 25.
Well under
We're not
25.
halfway there.
No.
Just, are you under attack?
You get a quick response, yes, by unknown forces.
Right.
Are we allowed a response?
It's
You'd have to
not... No.
It's another one.
Have to check.
Oh, it depends on what level you've... there's
No.
a change to the sending.
There is... I'm looking at the Levot version. They recognise you as the sender, so I don't need to give my name.
Yeah.
Because he's Mick.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't actually need the intro at all.
So it looks like all our
They,
homes
it's,
might be.
you send a message, get a reply.
Okay.
That's it.
You
Based
could
on
actually...
that, I think all our homes might be under attack right now.
Sending, with the adjustments Martin's made, you can actually cast it at a higher level and do a conversation. Still 25 words each. You're just pulling up the spell.
For each level you do it above the base level as a heightened spell, you get another
You get
round of
another
response.
So,
Yeah, okay.
considering I'm panicking right now, what's my level
Yeah.
of resisting contact with other
I'll go
planes
through all the
and
spells. Just
reaching out to my big brother and asking what the hell is going on?
Would you like to do that?
Oh, yes.
Well, okay, that's going to be... You give me the words you want me to give.
She's
I will edit them.
she's panicking. There's everyone she cares for is there.
She's contacting out of planes, not sending.
This could be.
She's contacting
Sending
Big Brother.
can do.
This could be Accidental's
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah.
But yes.
Specifically this. They were
Okay.
supposed to mess up.
So yes, you do end up in conversation with the Grey One.
Okay, do I have to do saving throw though? Isn't there usually a saving throw to contact?
There is normally a saving through the contact, yes. So roll a d20.
Yeah. Sending
D20?
can work to other planes. You've got a 5% chance of it failing.
Can I use my fortunate feat?
You
I
can.
think she's doing it instinctively.
Oh, quite probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
this dice no good. 9.
So an extra
9 total?
Yeah, not total. 9 on the dice.
Yeah.
This
is what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Bonuses should be
Martin's
is it
done
up?
a lot of
No.
really cool stuff.
Yeah.
With spells.
Wisdom.
Really?
So that would be
I'm
one of
just
the
looking it up
nice
now.
Plus
Yes,
11.
yeah. Just
Keep
reading
that
it
a
this way
non-magic
is
one.
slow.
Yeah.
No,
That's
no,
why.
20 is too high.
Again, I have
Yeah.
another part of my.
Well, if you got over 15 or higher,
I have
15 is the failure
Yes,
point.
I definitely got over 15.
So, yes,
I
you're
don't think I
fine.
got over 20.
Okay, so you hear the Great One respond asking what is wrong, little dragon.
There's a reason I have my booklets for each of my
Or
Or
characters.
little sister, as the case may
And this is
be.
one of the smallest ones.
Yeah.
Just had a
Well, I have
battle
booklets
with
as well, it's just
Exantiopol.
one
I don't
Yeah.
think he's pleased
I could-
with our
I tried to figure
interferences with their plans.
Yeah.
But I just
the-
found out that my friend's home is being attacked by
It's good
blood
to have
elves,
multiple
and
things
then I
open at
found
once
out
when you're
that
doing stuff like
Mount Dread and my partner and my children are being attacked too, and now I want to make sure they're safe.
He seeks to take you from your quest. You have to choose between your quest and your families.
We
This is why Lonnie doesn't talk to people.
I will trust that my people can take care of themselves. Would it be wrong to want to send Eep home to protect them?
You can send Eep home to protect them.
I look to Eep. Will you go home and protect Lala?
Eep sort of just fades away.
Thank
Mhm.
you. She's really upset right now.
Hmm.
And she's
What
like,
was I looking for?
I'm gonna leave Eep with it.
So he does say that you have been
Yeah.
given
Well,
a choice to
I'm not.
deviate
I'm
away
So
and
she
make sure
basically heard
your
that.
friends and family
She
are
knows
safe.
nobody else.
Or
Yeah,
to
that's
She- like, her
complete the
dad,
quest.
her
I'm
best
not
mate,
gonna let
her
the
older brother
corrupted
and sister
divert
and
me
a
from
younger
my
brother and
path.
sister.
If I
Currently
lose
under attack.
those I love
She's being very.
in that quest, I've always accepted that
Yeah.
that's going to be a cost. But if anyone's going to be able to protect them, doing what it needs to
Fortunately,
take to protect them, that will be
I know
it.
my place is well set up to be attacked.
I
Just
hope,
that
So
good.
or at least
Yeah.
do her best.
we have actual walls.
And he says, good luck in staying the course.
Thank you for confirming things. Can I ask one more question?
You may.
Are all the families here being, for us party people, being attacked?
He's targeting all that he can.
Okay, I will let everybody here know that they also have this choice, but I will stay on my path. She comes out of contact other planes and goes, I spoke to the Great One. The Great One has confirmed that my home at Mount Dread is under attack right now. Eep has gone to protect them. I was given the choice to go home and protect them too, but this is just a part of Exantiopol's design to take us from this path. My brother gave me the choice as to whether or not I could choose my family over trying to do this, and I've chosen to stay here. But if you're wondering where Eep is, to Dracnima's great relief probably, that's where Eep is currently. She's gone home to try and protect people on her front, but
Yep.
you all have the same choice before you now.
Which is perfectly in line with
Yep.
Anzat Teotl. Either choice is terrible.
Yes. So I will have two. Well, who would I contact of yours? I've met your people.
I was gonna say, probably.
Your barman.
Yeah.
Do you need to contact them now?
I don't need to contact them. Like, it's realistically, like, I understand that Axandriel is trying to mess us up.
Thanatos
Yeah.
just told you what
It's-
he needs you to do.
The best thing to do is to ignore him completely and complete the quest.
It would be useful for them,
Give-
to know that you know about this.
I was
and
gonna say
it's
send.
not
I would
random.
send to my
Yeah.
people that like the fight they are doing is against Axandriel, so they can react appropriately. Because the
Accordingly.
person you'll be talking to is a cleric, so
Yes.
don't know.
Is this the
Yeah.
barman?
Yeah.
My cook.
Oh, the cook. Yeah.
So she's the best person to talk to. She's
Yep.
a cleric. She'll know what to do.
Yeah. So the message will be message from
Message from Lonnie.
Lani.
Um,
This
the attack is coming from
Yeah.
Axandriel.
the attack is not random. It's from Axandriel. He's trying to spoil our mission. Treat them appropriately.
We'll treat them with prejudice. You get back.
Calcus is
appropriate.
also, if she's able to, is told Eve to return as soon as Eve feels it's
Yeah.
safe. They're okay enough. Like if it looks like they're holding their own, she'll come back type thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to send Eve off forever.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that's clear.
All right. So contact my brother.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to him?
I will actually upcast this one because
Mhm.
I want. This is going to probably go to exchange. Tell them basically say what's going on. This is, are you presently involved in an attack from what looks like Shadow Elves? If so, it's an attack by Axandriel's forces. Treat them appropriately.
You're currently hiding in the forest, being stalked by some creature of unusual skill. Has killed my companions already.
Oh, what does that mean?
I'm not sure there's anything I can do.
He's trying not to talk too loudly so
Yeah.
they can't hear him.
Yes. Oh,
Score coming through as a response.
yes. Yes. Good luck, and if you get to the circus, give them a hand.
We'll try.
Contact my younger sister.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He goes, "Hey, Lowell, what's up?"
If you hear about any attacks by Shadow Elves on Turnova Voda, my town, or basically anyone else right at the moment, it's probably Axandriel's people.
Well, that must have been that person who came to talk to me.
Probably them.
Still haven't got anything out of their skull.
I don't suppose your
You
sister's
probably
willing
won't
to go to Mount
because
Dread.
Axandriel will be wearing them. But treat them appropriately.
I always do, she says.
Excellent.
Warning always seems to help.
Could you check on my town?
Sure.
Thank you.
You get a response back in about 10 minutes. Town seems to be okay now.
What about the person who's being stalked by the creature of unusual?
That's my brother.
Yeah, shouldn't the little sister maybe go and help?
I don't know.
I would know where the circus is, wouldn't
Yeah.
I? So I probably would have given that information to Lowell before I talked to Emerald.
I could actually put that as part of the reply. Yeah. Could you check on our brother if you're close enough?
She said she doesn't know where he is. He crossed into Alpine,
Oh.
and she's still not permitted to enter.
Hmm.
Something about wanted for practices of unusual cruelty, they say.
Ah, nonsense.
She still doesn't believe the reports, but hey.
Just necromancy.
What's a little
I-
necromancy?
Yeah, there's a couple of people in Friday group who have
I
the same.
love my sister, but
I love my mum and dad, but
What's your little sister's name again?
I don't suppose Drachnima's too worried about the Atruaghin. They'll probably do the fight anyway.
that's just it. From his perspective, not that he's necessarily got a convenient way to contact them, but hey,
I can do ascending.
they're well aware of the dangers of Exantiotl, and
If you
if part of his process is trying to integrate the tigers back in, and you have to work on the fact that the teachings he's provided will be enough to keep the people on the right pathway.
if you want to provide warning, I do have sending. And it would just be, we haven't been attacked yet, imminent coming.
So the experiments are always expecting attack from Exantiotl, so
Okay, well then,
I wish you would make no
I have a
difference
feeling
if we're going
Dragon's
underway.
going to be the only person who's
Right.
going to kind of go, whatever.
Let him finish.
Sorry.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add there, Jeremy?
No, I was simply saying the fact that, yeah, from the intrusion perspective, always ready and aware of the corruption of Exantiotl, and so warning's no different, and if it's already under attack, well, they're already fighting back.
And of one of the few places it's very hard for him to influence is the Atruaghin.
I was gonna say that's probably where his powers are
I'd
deepest.
have
Yeah.
to say, Mount Dread is probably run a bit like a military sort of camp these days anyway. And they do watches and things like that. They're pretty good about those things. Whether or not they're strong enough to fight back, whatever Exantiotl has sent is more Calgrix's concern, because 90% of her folks are refugees. Even if they're like ex-soldiers, they're the wounded and the vulnerable.
In all honesty, as much as Seika is hiding her nerves, and if you're paying attention, Kage's head sort of popped up from wrapped around her shoulders and is nuzzling into her. But the Cirque is constantly doing things that are dangerous. Nobody is there without training, and considering my people, I would expect that at the very worst they can flee to the Feywild.
Does that mean, Martin, out of all of us party members, Calgrix is the only one with a really vulnerable community?
No, Linus is quite vulnerable.
Yeah.
Luel's is extremely vulnerable because he has elves of multiple persuasions there,
Yeah.
meaning someone from a third faction can walk in a lot easier with his people.
Yeah, although they're very careful.
Well,
But
it's
still,
good
yeah.
it's not good to know that they're vulnerable. It's good to have an understanding.
And Drachnamir does have an entire clan of people dedicated to an agent of Anzat-Teotl.
And what agent?
Yes,
Oh,
one of the
okay.
gods sponsored by Anzat-Teotl is in charge of the Tiger Clan.
Right. So that's what he meant when he said the Tiger Clan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I didn't understand that. When he said
In terms
that.
of the gods tier list and all that stuff, it was Thanatos that taught Exantiotl to do what he does, but at the same time,
So Anzat-Teotl is seen as the gifted child who may have surpassed the master.
so nobody likes him because he's just that dude that's just like super annoying.
So think of like the super genius of corruption,
Yeah.
and that's Anzat-Teotl.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we need a super genius, not Calgrix, because her intelligence is far too low, of anti-corruption.
Well, you have the god Atruaghin, who is pretty much
Atruaghin is-
the super strong willpower.
Well, there's
Is basically his stick is he can stay the course no matter what.
yeah.
That's kind of like Lex Luthor versus Superman kind of deal.
These sort of things, yes.
Yeah.
And basically, he's the enemy, and Anzat-Teotl doesn't know he has,
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
because he's not striking until he knows he can win.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds like the smart thing to do. That
Which
said,
is why he hasn't let his forces loose into those against the master, because he can't win yet.
Yeah.
Is it destruction?
Calgrix
Corruption.
did
Corruption.
think
Gifted child of corruption.
Calgrix did think of the question she should have asked while she was talking to her brother, which was east or west.
I think it was definitely stay the course for the mission, which you could interpret as east.
Yeah.
But which mission?
That's the question.
Yeah, that's like, she's like, oh, it's
Would
right
I be
there,
able to
damn it.
contact my god?
You could.
What would it involve? It's not something I do often with this
It would
character.
definitely be a religion roll.
God, there's a lot of God talking today.
Well, everybody's talking about God, so Seika's like,
Concentrated
should I
time.
try contacting? I'm
Capricorn
really not
says
good at
yes. And she's got 3 that she ends up talking
What would
to.
what would happen if I failed?
Either you don't talk to the god or you talk to the wrong god.
Yeah, failure can be really bad.
This is why Lonnie
Nah.
keeps a healthy distance.
Nah, she's not that close with a god. So
She gives thanks where needed, but it's also like
Hey,
that
Luel
means-
had spent over 100 years talking to a god he thought was one person but was really someone else.
yeah.
But for you, what that might mean is that you might end up with Exandiotl.
yeah, no, I'm not.
Also, at one point, I went to talk to Redrian and ended up talking to Loki.
Depending
Yeah,
on which
no.
area you're in. Yeah, don't try talking to your god when you're in Loki's town.
Yes, because you'll get him anyway.
Oh,
So, last
Hildren at the moment knows this.
Yeah.
in Carcass's bag of chips, I believe, is divination.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was
She can ask
honest
a
with
question
Loki
about
and
the
was
next
true to
7
myself,
days.
so
Okay,
it
what
gets
question would you
finished.
like to ask?
She wants to ask
was
if she goes east to help with her current mission, does that mean the goals that could be achieved by going west will be completely lost or just different?
Based off of what Lonnie told you, is that will go away. Is
Well,
that it'll be a different.
Yeah, you already know that the what is to the east and what is to the west is you get to go to one of those and the other one will not be achievable.
It really
Okay,
is
so
one or the other.
I guess what she's asking is her understanding from reading her.
Do you want to know which one is the short-term game and which is the long-term game?
That would be a good question.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so how would you phrase that?
Which is short-term game, which is long-term game?
You get a yes or no answer is how you get out of divination.
Okay. Well, I guess she'll pick is going down the east the short-term game.
You get a yes.
So they've got to go to the Giants. But her sister might not be happy. Ooh.
But is the short-term game Exandiotl and the long-term game gain the master?
The Master, I think, ultimately leads to Exandiotl at some point, in the sense that Exandiotl is tied up with the Master.
I think
Do you
I
know this?
believe Exandiotl, if I remember
They
right,
have
is the
discovered
sponsor.
that Exandiotl is helping the Master's cause.
Yes.
And
So-
has literally been undermining those who are fighting the Master.
Yes.
yeah.
So I think at Giants it is.
I disagree. I think going east is better because undermine Exandiotl, even though it's short-term gain for what we're doing now, I think it has more long-term benefits.
The alarm soldiers that comes from fixing
Yes,
the situation
it
in
does.
Wendar is quite a nice boon. My instinct is to go east.
I think I asked my question too quickly. But I didn't want to hold people up for 45
Okay.
minutes while we discussed that.
So, you are at a quandary. Do you go east for the short-term game? Do you go west for the long-term game? Or do you split the party and go east and west?
That was going to be my
That's
other
the
thing.
big- that's the biggest question.
You could split the party.
In which case then Calcrix can't go with the party with the Giants.
I can't go with the Giants. I know that much because
Oh.
Giants don't like dragons.
Well, that is fair enough.
I mean, Caltrix
History.
would want to probably talk to her sister.
Which means Dracnomir should also not go with the Giants.
He's also a dragon.
So,
Any time.
so we'd be generally better going dragonwards.
Whereas
Yes.
Because otherwise we split the party.
that's what I was saying
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the third option of splitting the party is you have at least 4 of you who can go towards the Giants safely.
Yep.
Safer in comparison to the dragon.
Yes.
Or we just go straight over top of London.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, that is going to talk about a third option of just avoiding both of them.
That's option 4. Well, I was going to say there is kind of an option of splitting the party, but I didn't think it was.
And if you're going to
Allow.
go down the dragon versus giant path, then Lowell would probably sit better on the dragon side. Because the three of you together each have standing in the dragon kingdom.
Yeah.
The others do not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Lul, Draknama, and Calcrix to
Yeah.
the east, and then Lani, Seika, Father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nadal would have to go.
Nadal would
Nadal would have to go with you.
Actually,
Nadal would
east
have to
with
go
us
with you
as
guys,
well.
yeah.
Especially if I
She's
put on the
Dragonborn.
secret craft for that.
So it would have to be 2 humans and an elf
Yeah.
going to giants.
And it would be a chance for you to switch crafts, spend a hit dice to do so, and then activate it.
Yeah, I think that might be what we're going to have to do.
Mm.
And then meet up once it's done.
I don't like this idea.
I will take my second set of sending stones,
But
and
it does
hand
achieve
one.
your ability to
achieves-
hit both.
It
Because
does.
Lani was told that she couldn't do both.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was never said that the group couldn't
Yeah,
do both.
exactly. Like, that's the thing that Lonnie was very careful to say, that I can't do
You did.
both.
But
So,
the
like,
dragons don't look. Calcrix has successfully negotiated peace with the hill giants, so it's not to say dragons can't go at all. It'll just be easier without dragons.
exactly. Based off of Lonnie's intrinsic feelings, should we split the party? What should I roll? Maybe.
What do I know about giants?
Giants are tricky to begin with, but currently they have become coordinated, where before they were very scattered and
Calcrix
chaotic.
could also give you her journal on her giants information,
Yeah.
so you guys could take like her book notes.
And historically, dragons have suppressed the giants in their culture, people, and communities.
I'm trying to split up the fact that I know on Friday I know that one of the goals is the Storm King's crown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to
And
ignore
that's why Calcrix is kind of like giants.
And they don't have the information they need to do that.
What Lonnie knows is,
Well, Calcrix
Redrian
could say that to
has
us.
been bringing up things with the giants, and if she knows that there is something to gain, it sounds friendly, or it could be friendly.
And you don't want the
How-
giants coming in on the master's
So
side.
that said,
No. I am for splitting the party.
I am used to Seika would be used to smaller groups, and
Mm.
we would be able to.
So it would
She looks at Father Pat. She looks back at Lani. We would be able to stealth it.
well, look, I don't think you need to stealth it.
I think
I'll give you all the notes that I've got on our dealings with the hill giants and how that was successful, and all of the etiquette that you'll need to follow for giants in general, which I also got from Yalarum when we were dealing
Because
with
you
the
went to
giants
the-
then.
yeah.
Plus, I can also give you the I'll look up in my journal the symbol that the hill giants gave me to say that even though I was a dragon, I wasn't a horrible dragon. I was actually, kind of a semi-okay dragon.
Okay. So, I mean, realistically, Lonnie feels confident enough that should she need, she could, depending on what type of giants there are, she could defend the two with her in retreating should things go bad, but she doesn't feel like it should go bad because she feels confident by what Thanatos has said to her.
My main question,
Yeah.
in my head, yes, you and I are going to the giant.
Yeah.
I wonder what Father Pat we would gain by taking him. I'm almost
he has
thinking.
some pretty good talkies.
He is pretty good with talking.
He's the charismatic one
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
is the leader type.
He would actually
Yeah.
be a really
Okay.
good negotiator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
he is.
I can back up with the negotiations.
he'd
but
be
yeah.
very good with the negotiations.
Yeah.
Plus, he
I have some cool
he
stuff
can
with
also
me,
speak on behalf of Darrakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
Okay.
has
Yeah,
official
that's true.
status. Well, I mean, we all have official. Well,
Yeah, kinda.
I have official status with them, but he's more official than me. Lonnie is charismatic, but she's not a real like I'm a speak for my people kind of person. She's more like, hey, I'm just me. I'm chilling. That's what's
To be honest, I think
Yeah.
I
the
don't
Giants
really
would
technically
like
have
Lani a lot
people I
because, you
stand
know,
for.
No.
something bothers Lani
Well,
and
you got
Lani
your-
hits it, it stops bothering
So-
her.
Also,
It's a
Lani
very
has
giant-
taken out quite a few giants.
Yes.
I have.
But yes, but Lani is very much a personal talker. She will
Talk
talk
about
for other
that.
people.
I was gonna say because like what was one of my things? I would think I was Bane of Fire Giants.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it.
yeah.
Yes. Do note too that you talking to people involves you being really careful about what you can't say.
Exactly.
And that can be really bad.
That's
when you're
why
talking
I
to
think it
people.
would be Father Pat up front. I think
like-
so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Backing up.
I'd
And
like.
then Giant Killer as
definitely
the threat. If they don't
Do not
Okay.
introduce
treat you
them.
guys well.
Pat's not here next week.
Next
No.
session.
No.
Okay.
This was the other thing in my head is
Mm.
like if we're trying to utilize Father Pat,
well,
like just
I guess,
metagaming wise, like
I guess
Well,
the question
metagame
would
is
then be, could
have to make
Draknama
a
risk
perception-
it as
Persuasion roll,
a
and that's the end of it.
human form
Yeah.
or Luel?
He could.
Because both of them aren't obvious
I mean, we can-
dragons.
I said
I've got a
each of them
plus
could.
3
They
to
got the
charisma.
options of going either way.
I've
Like,
got,
like we can message Grant just to ask if we can.
I have ranks
Roll
in
for-
deception,
Because
persuasion.
Lowell could also
Yeah.
take on the diplomat
Yeah.
Yes.
secret
Diplomancy.
craft instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
At which point I can talk to anybody.
Yeah, that is
Um,
true. And
yeah.
he's elf more than he is anything else. Unlike Draknama, who
Well,
could be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, if I've got diplomatologist on turned on
Yeah.
as an aspect,
Yeah.
I'm a diplomat before I'm an elf.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that would be.
What's the problem?
Lulani
Giants have a
and
problem
Sega.
with elves. I'm an elf.
No, I'm a dragonologist.
Yes, that's why we were
and
thinking of sending.
elves. And elves are directly related to
You would
dragons.
you would just put your familiar away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, my familiar's sorry.
Not your familiar. Your,
The illusion thing on my
the
shoulder.
illusion you have.
Yes. Oh, that's a point. I walk around with an owl on one shoulder and a silver dragon on the other shoulder.
I have a fox around my neck, and I
Yeah.
haven't activated my dragon
Yeah.
brooch.
But
Yeah.
given the way I sort of ignore moving through it, it's an illusion.
So it sounds
just
like
cute.
we're going to split
Yeah, I've got
party.
the same thing.
Is the
Yeah.
answer.
Okay, so
It goes against all my instincts, but it
I
sounds
know.
like it's a plan.
you were sort of in
Look,
the
it's
middle
a
of we
choice.
could justify going either way, but we wanted to do both.
But
Yeah.
And this is the only
I
way you
would-
can come to an accord.
I would argue
Yeah.
that
Alright, so
player-wise, like metagame player
Mm.
talk,
Mm-hmm.
Father Pat's away next session.
Mm-hmm.
If we've only got the 6 of us,
Mm.
3 one way, 3 the other,
yeah.
and if Naomi can make it, that's great, but Naomi has to go to the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why if you have Lua, Lani, and Seika,
And Father
Then
Pat that we could possibly tap on the
Yeah.
roleplay somehow ourselves.
At least over the phone, just make a couple of rolls. That might be enough.
Look, we have the stats we need to be able to run him in the
Yeah.
background.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it
as I
sounds
said,
like Grant would
And
be fully
if
on board
someone-
if we message him and say, hey, can you run Father Pat in the background?
Yeah.
As a
Someone-
PC.
As I said, just a couple of persuasion checks.
Yeah. And
That's
like,
it.
I could.
So
I'm not a diplomat, but I've got enough. I'm not horrible in charisma, and I've got enough skills that I could do
Yeah,
stuff.
like, I
but-
could do
you're
all
also going with you won't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I'm the where I thrive isn't my where I thrive in the whole in the community sort of stuff is upper classes, lower class. It depends on my thing,
So-
but I'm more informal conversationalist.
Yeah.
In terms
You're not a
of
diplomat. You are a talker.
giving
Yeah.
you guys the most advantage of that, it's possible, GM permitting, that before you go, Caracrux will gloss over all the details and notes from the Little Giants and from the alarm, which might mean you get advantage on your checks with your
You could even take the time and say we take a long rest just
Yes.
so you're.
Oh, I would definitely
Just
not
so you
want to go
sort it out.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if we're talking
and
information, I
Mhm.
want to
if someone reminds me before next session, I'll look up the exact details about Storm King's crown and make sure Calcrix tells you guys this might actually be what you're looking for and this is what it looks like.
Right.
Because if it is the Storm Giants, it would be a big thing towards getting the Giants on our side and off the Master's side.
Yes.
Lonnie will make a joke.
Very
Does
awesome.
her giant notebook come in audiobook format?
Oh.
Seika will roll her eyes and put her hand up.
Calcrix would try to manage a smile, and she's like, if people hear it would, but it would be totally in the words of Defiant, Adele, Bygorm, and Eve. So...
And potentially
Calcrix fix!
Yeah.
Except in this case, eat fix. Or eat protect.
Okay. So, we assume you all had your long rest, you've chosen what you feel for the day.
Yeah.
You can sort that out for next session, so you actually have a 2 weeks to think about it.
Yeah.
And to give you some advance warning of insight from your long rest is the East group will be engaging with a community of cloud giants. So a group of giants you haven't heard of is sitting there.
Oh, that's the West group. I thought West was John.
Oh, sorry, West group is going. Will hit the,
Cloud
sorry,
giants.
West will be hitting cloud giants, and East will be hitting a blue dragon.
Yeah.
Not Lady of Vengeance.
Yeah, I suspected it wasn't going to be. I suspected it was going to be a different dragon altogether.
Okay.
There's only so much you can pressure your big brother to tell you.
Before the long rest, can I check back? Like, if I'm having a long rest anyway, I'm going to get my hit points back.
You can check. You probably won't get much in the way of a response as they're currently busy. More likely a busy right now talk later.
I would just be sending not Shadow Elves, likely Blood Elves, and Zetiotl.
Yeah.
Be safe.
You probably get back Dark Fae.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's yeah.
I think each group will be facing what would be their weakest point.
Basically, things that mess them up the most.
Yeah.
In Lani's case, it would be tax collectors.
Shadow tax collectors from the sea.
Auditors.
Yeah.
Not
Tax
sea
collectors.
auditors.
Yeah. Yes.
Sea auditors.
Yes.
Sorry, we were playing on a Pokemon game against Chillot yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Chillot is an ice otter.
so
Very
from Dracomar's perspective, it would be representatives of the Tiger Clan causing issues.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But everyone's going to expect that, so beatings.
Yeah, it's not that difficult, but it would probably be people who wouldn't normally cause the issues, causing the issues.
Well, that's
So who in reality would be Lani's opposition?
Would literally be people basically using law's bureaucracy and commerce against it.
What we need to do...
Mainly the major
Is-
side
anti-piracy people.
and all that stuff.
I was going to say, what we need to do is Calcrix sends a team of legal gnomes to Lani.
Lawless.
Llewellys would basically be people just trying to burn the place down.
Yes, most of it is wood.
Then Lani needs to send a bunch of
But
people
unfortunately for
towards
them,
town about
the recruiting of a certain female shadow off didn't go so well.
What about Calcrix?
She's the perfect recruitment for them because, as far as they're concerned, she's already corrupt.
What about Calcrix?
Calcrix is basically just
her family's a witness.
most likely a whole bunch of imps causing mischief because it doesn't have to actually do any damage. It just has to make it look like things are going wrong all over the place and they're being attacked.
And that they need that it's something urgent that needs
What about
urgent.
Nadar?
Yeah.
Nadar would basically not know what's going on because she wouldn't know who to contact.
That's true. Nadar wouldn't have too many close contacts other than from university.
And if the university's being attacked, that means someone's attacking the center of the Dragon Kingdom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I can't see that going well for that person.
Not very
What about
well.
Father Pat?
Father Pat is already, his people are already in trouble
They're already in the
because
middle of it.
his family's in hell.
I was gonna.
Mm.
Oh.
They're
Well,
literally in hell.
Well, poo.
Oh.
How did his family end up in hell?
A tree of life was dropped on his.
Oh, that's
the world
right.
tree was dropped
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
city,
yeah.
and not
Yeah.
everyone got out.
Yeah.
So they're
War
mortals.
tree.
They're mortals
World tree,
alive
yeah.
in hell.
The
Mhm.
world tree.
Mm.
A world tree.
A world tree?
Mhm. Which is part of the world tree.
Yes.
Sorry, I heard war.
Mm.
Look, I just presume if each
It was
turns
part of
up,
the war, yes.
everything's
Yes.
okay.
Basically, what happened to Eltra and Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm.
And so yes, there are quite a few things happening in the background. So.
Yes.
I was just because I didn't want to forget Father Pat and the Darks if they're not here.
Mm.
But Father Pat can't do much about his. He'll just be getting torments from the fact that his family's still alive in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Someone should be doing something about that. I don't know.
If
There were
anything-
several groups who were given the option to help with that.
If anything, it would be that he would be given a glimmer of hope that he could save them right now.
Well, that was basically if he actually gave up the quest, he could literally save them now
Yeah.
at the
So-
cost of the quest.
Exactly.
Which means if he's the only one who leaves, the quest fails.
Yeah. Exactly. So no, we're making sure that he's
We-
coming
Well,
with us.
isn't it a good thing he's not here tonight? He doesn't get a say.
Exactly.
Yes, and what we're trying to do, they've
Drag him by
got
the
a
ear.
chance of surviving, reasonably good chance of surviving. What we're trying to do is going to save everybody.
And it is good to know that it is Anzatskotl up against you,
Mm.
because otherwise you'd be going, we can save them all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like,
no,
wait,
that's
we'll go here,
wrong.
then here, then here, then here, then here.
Yes, that was really good to know.
That's
And that's why we also told all our people, or I told all our people,
Mm-hmm.
and Xantiotl's involved. Yeah, basically effectively saying, there's a reason for this happening, without having to use words out of the sending.
My hope mostly is that people just come back and go, just imps, all dead now, and turn into an imp. And characters will go, I am relieved, but also
Very
deeply
disturbed.
concerned.
Well, you didn't give Ape any limits when you sent him back.
I just said
Go back.
protect,
Protect. There's also
Mhm.
Yeah.
all the-
protect my
the-
family
Mhm.
from lethal forces.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm expecting that, considering I've sent to Satoshi twice, he would understand that
Mm.
when things settle down, to contact me. Because I'm not somebody who usually worries, sends multiple times within an hour of each other.
This is what happens when you don't have a Drazzle, and you can't just send a letter through the portal.
I've never sent. I
This
don't
is
know
why-
that function of Drazzle.
Lonnie
Well,
uses
Caltrix
Drazzle
is-
Mail.
Caltrix has been using Drazzle Mail for a very long time.
Yes.
I don't think Seika's even got a.
Sagan's not seen
Hildren's
it.
got a letter from Drazzle, but none of my other characters have. Morrigan's never met Drazzle.
Yes,
Yeah.
but have either of those two known how they've arrived?
Morrigan arrived with the people who took Drazzle
Yeah, they
Right.
dropped me off and picked up Drazzle.
and told her that, by the way, you're filling in for Drazzle while he's away.
They choose to film.
That's
Considering I don't know who he is,
not
sure.
good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you'll find out.
He's just a time-bending, walking, dragonborn with a doctorate and a blue cart with white windows.
She doesn't have anything to do with water or time. She is air, dark, and nature. She is Fae. but she-
Alright.
Anti-Drazzle.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
So, would anyone like to add anything for the recording before we finish the session?
Just checking, we are all, even though we're splitting the party, we're still playing at the same time?
Mhm.
yes.
Excellent. Sweet.
Yeah, we'll just play.
Because you'll be having
Team by
things
team.
happening in conjunction.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
Fun.
Just triple checking.
And because there's only a mountain between us, we can skip over to the other side or something.
So,
Well, we've all got-
one of the
Yes.
things I was doing, aside from giving you the storm crown, because who knows, the cloud giants could have it. Well, we've never heard of them. So I have 2 sets of sending stones, one which is with Dala and Griddlewaffle, and one that's one set. But I have the other set that I give to a party member whenever we need to split the party.
Yeah.
So I
Volunteer.
will hand half the Sending Stone set to Lani,
Yep.
so that our party can be in contact over the distance between the.
And every now and then, Lani hears. Eep.
I do this because I feel like Calgrix is the only person who understands my jokes. Some of y'all are way too serious. And then, of course, then Eat makes a noise, and then Lonnie stops making jokes for a sec.
Well, Calgrix goes, I don't get why that was funny for a moment, it's just a look. Then Eat goes, and then Calgrix kind of looks at it and goes, oh, and then she just starts laughing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
And then Lani's going pale and going, why did I say the joke? Why did I say the joke?
Exactly. That's what, and like I hear Eep, I was like, that was a joke.
Calgrix has one person who is quite fond of Eep. Okay.
So Jeremy, did you want to add anything?
I'll do it.
Okay, so I'll go to end credits.
Mhm.